face in the middle of the graphics or not.
It's fine. I don't need a picture. I'm fucking.
What do you just want me to stick it in the middle? Hold on.
You just
fine.
control
I
it.
don't
Just
need a picture. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Just put it. No, Reese, you're a very
I don't need
valuable
a
part.
picture. I'm not. I'm no longer on the market. I'm taken. So
Mate.
I have a wife now.
Right. We'll get this started while Tunn figures out how he's going to do this. All right. Okay. Hello and welcome to Spitfire Season 2. This is Episode 7. Of course, this is the Miami special. And my name is Brice. I'll be bringing you the topics, which is pretty much one this week. Joining me, though, of course, Chris Tunn, who's going to be doing production, hopefully the rated thing and chiming in when he needs to. But more importantly, this week we have a stacked roster. We've brought out all of the guns we can. Let's start returning from last week. Rated, how are you?
I'm very good, yeah. Had a busy couple of days, but yeah, it's good. The last time I'm going to be home for a while, so just seeing the family and etc. You know, normal.
Love it. Get that in before going into what is known affectionately as the grind.
Yeah, the business end of the year.
Yeah. Joining us, of course, I'll start with Miles first. He's on the right. Miles, how are you?
I'm alright, mate. I'm not bad. I'm good. I'm in Miami. It's hot. But right now, I can show you, it's actually wet and rainy. Hang on one sec. Let me move this camera.
Oh, that's actually. I'd actually fuck with that, you know.
Proper rain. See
No,
that?
because it'll
See the
still
beach
be,
in the
it'll
back?
be like
I
humid.
would stand out in it. I'm not even joking.
Bit of rain. I don't mind a bit of rain.
Bit of
Yeah, I
rain.
don't mind a bit of rain either.
That's good. But it gets real hot, boys. And we're talking stonking hot.
Stonking hot. All right. Well, thanks. There's Miles with the weather report from CWL Miami this weekend. Let's move on to Seany. Seany, how are you?
I'm good, mate. Pretty much the same as Reese. I've been grinding the last 2 weeks. Even though it's an amateur circuit, I mean, still got playing a few amateurs, got to put a lot of work in going into this event, and obviously, hopefully, get to champs. You know what I'm working at right now.
No, hopefully about it. You'll be there. No, hopefully about it. Yeah.
Just
not
gotta
even-
say it, you know.
In my mind, you're there. All right. Well, the topic for this week, it's one topic, but it is a fairly big one. CWL Miami. The playoffs is there, and there is also, of course, the open bracket, which will have the 16 teams lead in. We'll cover that very briefly, mainly just to talk about who we think, the potential, some of the best teams are. We're not going to go through the entire open bracket. It's 200 teams.
Why not?
I just want to know who people think are maybe the most likely teams to make it through the champs, because that's basically what this weekend is. While there's a lot of money on the line for the open bracket, a lot of players are focusing on champs, right? I think it's like 75 grand for the open bracket still. But champs, that's where everyone wants to go. It's the pinnacle of most people's careers. Any notable teams stick out for you, Miles?
Obviously, Mindfreak. I mean, they're back-to-backs on the open bracket. Goes without saying. Bomb's team don't look bad. Obviously, he's got Money Sheen in there. I think Proto's in there as well.
Yeah.
There's a couple of teams. I mean, I'm still backing MF to go back-to-back.
Yeah, I'll be astonished if they don't win it.
Yeah, that's for me. That's the biggest one. They're the biggest standout. Apart from that,
Disrespect
again,
on
as I
Sean.
said,
The
I'm
disrespect.
waiting.
Sean's had a team 2 weeks. He's won back. If Mindfreak don't win it, they're going to be very disappointed with themselves.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. They're probably in a better spot. They've been teaming for the whole year.
Yeah, that's
but
what I mean.
exactly.
We have what it takes. I already mentioned.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that, but
I said I'll see him on Sunday.
Isn't
Yeah,
it okay?
no
It's
doubt,
top
man.
16 gets you to champs. That's all you need to
Yeah.
make. Top 16.
yeah, that's the first mission, innit? You have to get as soon as you get top 16, you can as obviously you want to win the event, but as soon as you get top 16, you're sort of like you just take a deep breath, can you, and just like then you're just like, oh, just fucking.
That's when the passion bit goes to 11. Those games are going to be outrageous.
proper smelly games in it.
I think we play. If everyone wins out, I think we play Gunjar's team. I don't know who's actually in that right now because they've been changing, but I think that's who we play to actually qualify.
Oh yeah, you've absolutely fucking caked it then. Fucking, I want to
I
fucking.
think they had Spaceland there, but I think he moved on to someone else.
Oh, is it not a Spacey's team I saw yesterday? Was it? It's like
I actually don't know.
fuck was it? Tom was playing him last night. Can't actually remember.
Like Tommy's team, I'm looking forward to seeing. Team War looks like a team I want to keep an eye on. It's like Vortex, DeQueve. Who else is in that? PD?
Frag.
Beastport? Yeah.
Steve-O.
Yeah.
Who's the last one? Yeah, Beastport, yeah.
I kind of want to look at that team. I want to see how they do the new Team War.
Meh.
Yeah. I mean, none of them have really performed at a high level so far this year.
Like none of these teams, I don't. I'll be astonished if like these teams don't make top 16 though.
Yeah. They all should. They all really should.
Like, I'm not. I'm not. What's usually like the breakdown of like the top 8, top 16, like America, like the ratio of American to like European? Obviously,
It's heavy
mixed.
American. There's
No,
usually like
top
the one or
eight.
two of the Spanish teams make it. The Europeans at Anaheim were shocking.
No, because Fuego
Not good.
Fuego finished top 8.
oh, they finished 12, top 12. They
I
did.
was top 12.
I was speaking to Chilton the other day. I was like, why the fuck have I picked you up? I was gobsmacked.
Then it
Yeah,
was.
I think at Anaheim it was SNG done the best, and then
Giants,
Giants.
didn't they? Giants,
Yeah.
Giants beat them, I think, and lose.
Yeah.
They got third or something.
I think that was it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Most of that
I think
They're
the
in and
top
around.
16, the teams who we
Yeah.
expect to get top 16 should get top 16. It's like it's quite a big event, though. It's like 150k prize pool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, it's even bigger. Yeah,
Yeah,
I said
massive.
75, but I'm used to the last
Yeah,
one.
it's like a.
Big.
No, it's massive. Yeah.
So I mean, it's a decent event.
Did we talk
No,
about Pharaoh's team yet? Pharaoh's team could be alright. Shotsy gets his first shot now, having
Yeah.
turned 18, which is going to be quite interesting to see again. Like I watched him play Illy, and what was it Illy and Stellium, I think. I mean, it was someone else played Tej Dashi and Hoot for like $6,000 in
Yeah.
SD.
I seen that.
One thing I will say is I played a tens of shots and he doesn't know how to play respawn yet.
Okay.
Like,
See, that's what I was going to ask. He's like
Like that's
he's
what I
clearly
mean.
really good.
He's played
mechanically.
yeah, that's what I mean. He's played a lot of S&D and hardpoint's pretty straightforward. But I remember loading into a tens with him. He was like, "I've never played a single game of Control."
Oh, when was
So
this?
You
was
fucking
like-
what?
this was like when I was in the Pro League. This was when I was at the Pro League, so it was only a few weeks ago. Obviously, had a few weeks, but still, it's a bit like
So
I
just
don't,
to
think,
Yeah.
I don't think Shotzi will be as good as everyone's expected him to be.
just to follow up, because Infinity pointed out that there was 4 of the top 8 teams in Europe were.
You see, I was talking more about
yeah.
the UK teams in terms of
okay.
like
So, I
rather than
mean,
Europeans.
so,
the UK
yeah.
teams had a shocking time.
Yeah, UK.
Yeah, I just
teams
don't know
were-
much about like the American teams, to be honest, in open brackets. I don't know
So,
how much they.
In Anaheim, it was Mindfreak first, Mesa second, Giants came third, Comeback Season came fourth, which was that was bad. Like Spacely, Proto, Assault, Fellow,
yeah.
and Exceed,
Yeah,
they
they're-
should be doing way better.
Oh yeah.
Fuego came 5th, 6th with Aspire, which was Fastballer and Mosh's team. Movie Star Riders was 7th, 8th with Fierce, which was Quicker and the boys. And it was, Movie Star Riders is Puny, Sammy, etc., etc. So a few in top 12, a few in top 8, but yeah, you still would expect maybe a little bit more from some of them based on Anaheim anyway, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see who's going to rise to the top there, because this is where some of these teams will certainly be able to do something against the big boys when it comes to champs. Like they've got a whole month to get that practice in. Once you get the champs, all bets are off. I don't know, if any of them are going to devastate. Maybe like Mindfreak.
I think
Is
Mind
the
need to win this event. Like if
Yeah.
they want to do something at champs, I actually think they need to win this event. Like if they choke this event when it's like 15 gauge or whatever it is,
Yeah.
I think they'll bottle champs.
I think for them as well, like as players, because this whole year for them.
Yeah, I know them like quite
gone.
well. Obviously,
Yeah,
very good
yeah.
friends. I think they literally need to win this event. I think they will win the event pretty easily, but I think they need to. Like,
It's also proven to themselves because having not qualified for the league,
yeah,
and then going through and winning the Open now twice, for them to be like, if we can't make a run at champs, then this is
yeah. That's what I mean. I think
absolutely
if they get in their own heads, if they don't win this event, I think it'll fuck them bad. So I think
Here's my question about this whole thing, because obviously this is you can't talk about this without talking about champs, right? Do we think these open bracket teams, when they come in to face the pros, are going to come against that golf that we have seen in previous years? Because there's always that, like, the pros are always going to get better practice because they're playing against other pros. You also get the perfect practice of the pro league, and things may happen at a different pace or a different way. We've seen it in past years where we know pro league teams were like better at, say for instance, CTF. It was always you'd bank on the pro teams against any AM just because they'd end up playing it more. I'm curious to see how they do. The only team that I think really will have the pressure on them is Mindfreak, because if they do win at this event, they're going into champs as basically 17th seed, and everybody wants to see how well they can do. It's all people are going to be focusing on for
Yeah.
Mindfreak, going,
Mhm.
can you actually beat these pro teams? Now, we don't expect you to beat the top 4, but everybody else, where do you land?
It's gonna be good.
a
Yeah.
valuable question.
The pressure's on them. The pressure's on Mindfreak.
Yeah,
That's
at
why I
this
think
point,
they need to win. That's why I think they need to win this event. Like if they need I think they know they can do it, but I think this event would be like reassuring themselves.
Yeah.
They're a lot better than the rest, kind of thing.
Mm.
Yeah,
I don't think it'd be that hard, man. It's just like the bottom half of the pro league just like aren't.
I don't
that
think it's the
good.
bottom half
Yeah.
anymore, though. I think there's only like 2-3 teams who are like actually.
I mean, so let's run through the team, right? Obviously, I know you start dissing teams, but like I'd say at least the bottom 5.
Bottom
Mindfreak,
5?
you know,
Well, you think Mindfreak are beating us? I don't think so.
I didn't have a good chance to be used.
I think we'd smoke them.
Here we go, boys.
I literally, I'd never lose to Mindfreak.
Yeah, well, I know, but that's one man's opinion. I'm just
I
saying.
don't.
Like,
No, I don't think they would. The only two.
bottom half of the league, Mindfreak.
I'm not losing to Mindfreak. I'll tell you right fucking now.
Wait, no,
I think the only teams I think they guaranteed beat is UIU, Elevate.
Well, think about this, right? If your team might not beat in the bottom half if you started with that team the whole way through. But
Oh yeah, we wouldn't be. No doubt, but
I still think that if they played you, it's not, you know, smoke them.
I think they beat UIU, Elevate, Heretics.
Heretics.
Like
yeah,
I think them 3 are like guaranteed.
Yeah, they might get Heretics on a bad day and it's done. But
Well, Heretics are having a lot of bad days. I tell you now.
no, but you can't guarantee any of that.
Well,
Sometimes they turn. Hey, we'll see at champs. We'll see then. God,
I think Mindfreak versus Units would be a good game, regardless. I would like to see it. I would like to see it.
It literally wouldn't be. I'm telling you now.
Reese, I'm trying to
Ask
think of-
Conrad. Conrad, how many maps have you won against me in 3 years? About 5, maybe.
You're gone, mate. He said in the chat. I was thinking about. I was like, last time. I don't know.
I was going to join Mindfreak. If I join Mindfreak, we might have 1 champs, but like you know, MLG style.
Yes, I see a big difference.
Oh well, you know.
No,
Right.
ask
Anyway,
them the difference I make on their team. Ask them. I've been.
Who's on Mania right now?
Lincoln, Fire.
Oh, fair.
3 would have swapped.
Right.
Yeah, you don't.
To bring this back to some semblance of normality, because of the open bracket being as fluid as it is, I didn't want to spend too long on it. We want to cover a few of the teams that we were kind of looking forward to. So let's move into the main meat of CWL Miami. Of course, it is playoffs. So I was trying to figure out the best way to do this, whether we go through play-in first and then figure out who kind of plays in might be the
You
best.
should probably do it because it goes into
Feeds
the
in the
first
bracket.
day you play that winners round 1, don't you? So yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that. So let's have a little look at our play-in bracket. So we start off Team Envy versus UIU, EG versus Enigma 6, Midnight Esports versus Elevate, and then Units versus Luminosity. Let's kick off the first game. Envy UIU.
Burger Bowl.
Yeah.
Burger Bowl.
I was thinking it's not a pretty game.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Envy beat UIU pretty comfortably.
I think I
Yeah.
might have that match actually. Hang on, let me check the schedule.
But the thing is, it could go either way. I don't look at Envy and it doesn't fill me.
I just think that's one of them series that the Gunless will win it 1v5.
Yeah, that's
It
it.
turns out.
You're right.
Yeah, I think like series like that, Gunless is just gonna smoke them. Like, there's no way Gunless loses that series.
So wait, which UIU's team again? It's like
It's a decent team on paper, I thought, before they played.
Changed something recently.
Saints
It's
and
like
that?
yeah,
Maybe
it's
this is a bit of time.
well, yeah, it could potentially, yeah.
That's
Saints,
good.
Methods, Phantom,
Phantoms as well, don't they? Yeah.
Classic,
Blast and Classic.
Yeah, like they have the players to do it. They just when they played that crossover, they just looked bad. The teamwork looked shocking.
Last time we saw them play would have been the first week of.
Cross
You know, the
Division.
crossover, yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's a long time since then.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were like,
I suppose,
actually-
yeah.
on paper, I didn't think it was a bad roster, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I thought they were going to be good just off the bat because they had the skill. Maybe they will
Yeah.
be better now. They've had more time, but like
I still think Gunless beats them, like on his own, if he has
Yeah,
to.
there will be that. You're right. There's that gunless factor. You cannot deny that when it comes right down to it, it's going to be a 1v5. He's going to just pull some
Yeah,
shit
he's
out.
gonna drop like a 1.6, and he's just gonna, like, yeah.
But even then, with the way MV's looked recently, you expect that to happen. Gunners hasn't been in the best form.
True.
They've struggled against every single team they've played. It's been a struggle no matter what.
Besides
And
Optic, because I needed them to lose to Optic, of course.
Yeah, but that's the one again. UIU could honestly put a wild upset there, and imagine not seeing Gunners for the rest of the weekend. Imagine not seeing anyone on Envy for the rest of that weekend. It's just shocking to me.
It's crazy that even after all the roster changes that have gone on, like I still don't feel confident in UIU. But that team is just. I don't know what it's been about that team this year, but I've basically every single time I've ended up watching, I've just never thought they're going to win anything, and that hasn't changed. The envious team, you've just got this feeling, you know, we're on the run up to champs now. I've got a feeling that they should win this. The team to me should be fundamentally better, and I don't know whether that's just me thinking like Envy historically having better teams on the way towards champs, even though it has no relevance. Correlation is not causation. But I'm picking Envy in this one. I just feel like a better team.
Yeah,
I think if you were a betting
Envy.
man, you'd probably go with Envy, but it's not out of the equation.
It's tough,
well,
man.
I know.
I think you're right though.
You would probably go, if you were trying to be sensible, you would think Envy, but it's not out of the question that UIU even like 3-0 them. At this point.
I wouldn't be shocked if UIU won that game.
Yeah,
No, which is bizarre. But
Yeah, that's
I
what I
still
mean.
feel like a team like Envy with the pedigree on
They
that
should
roster.
be comfortably dealing with that game.
They should be, but I think more so than anything, they're going to get better practice than UIU. Like we
100%, yeah.
on the build up. Even with cross divisional play not looking ideal,
yeah,
I still
they have.
in a lot of
I
series,
actually know they have. Yeah.
there you go. Yeah. See, I just feel like they're a better rounded team. They're more put together. They've got the ability to execute far more in practice, and I think their ceiling should be a lot higher. But again, if we see UIU 3-1 or 3-0, that I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah. Oh, so here's what I'm going to do, so we can kind of keep this in our heads anyway. I'm going to put Envy through here because I don't think anyone. Although while it wouldn't be an upset if UIU lost, I just don't see the consistency in either of these teams to judge it too badly. But I'm just going to put Envy through into our semi-finals, so we can kind of work out how this bracket we think is going to go. Next game then, Evil Geniuses versus Enigma 6.
This is a spicy one.
That's a weird one. That.
See, I Enigma 6 just keep kind of like keep going. Yeah, I think they're going to do nothing, and then they keep getting better. Evil Geniuses, I feel like should be a better team than they are. I feel like that team should be doing more work.
Yeah, when we bootcamped them like before Anaheim, like apathy was literally unreal in every scrim he played, and we were literally saying like he's back to being apathy. Like he was unreal in scrims. I don't know what he'd done at the event, but they got top 16 again. So I'm assuming attached on what he normally did, and I think apathy may have not. But in scrims they look good, and then he's got to the event and got top 16 again. So I don't know what to think of them. I think E6 probably takes that, to be honest. But yeah, it's a weird one, especially with like attach and apathy on the same team, like at playoffs. JCap's on there as well.
Yeah, I mean, dumbest way to even like look at it. Just looking at the names on paper, like just look at the rosters on paper and think of the history of these players on paper.
You best not be looking at my series on paper. Holy fuck! Jesus.
Oh, we'll be looking at your series.
Fucking hell. We'll skip that series.
But I think if you're being honest with yourself, you are expecting more out of. Let's be perfectly clear here: historical players. Players that could very well be walking into a Call of Duty Hall of Fame if there was one. World champions, and to sit here and we're like, well, we're not even sure if they're going to win the play-in bracket game. First round play-in bracket game is shocking.
I think GG are going to beat them pretty comfortably. To be fair, in my opinion,
I think they should.
Like I don't. Yeah. That E6 team's like I think like. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they're that good. Like
I get that.
I think like Kismet's good. Otrex is somehow unreal overnight.
Unreal. No, I've always had faith in Otrex, man. Even since
I don't know how he's that good overnight. Like I'm telling you, that was fucking. He literally. He started shagging someone very good or some shit.
We saw him first started to pop up in Toronto at a World Gaming event, and we were like, "Who's this sleeveless lunatic?" And he was just slaying all weekend long. We were like, "All right. Otrex, no worries." Noted. A couple of weeks in the Pro League was amazing. This series reminds me of the first one. In that
it's like I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either way.
We've got the clear-cut favourite in EG. They absolutely should win this, but the way E6
are they a clear-cut favourite though?
Mate, they should be, as you said on paper.
I mean, they just got top 16 and then fucking played one player. E6 got top 6. I know they changed 2 players, but
that's the thing. Like, how do you pull consistency from this? We've had like one more.
What did
E6
E6 go in that cross divisional? Was it 1 and 3?
I'll check.
They went 2-0 up twice and lost. Yeah, they 2-0 up twice. Then 100 Thieves and Splyce, and they lost one of them because it went got reverse swept. I can't remember what the last 2 games though.
Yeah, but I mean,
I swear the only team they beat was UIU.
They beat 100 Thieves.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, that's
first game.
Wait,
they
what?
2-0 up. They were 2-0 up. Then, but it went.
No, that was EG. I was on E6. I said.
Oh, E6. Oh no, I think that'll be EG.
I'm pretty sure E6. The only team they beat was that UIU team.
Let me
I can't remember who they
Tons
played.
on it. Tons on it.
Go on, Stan.
But I think, I mean, even like doing well against 100 Thieves, that kind of elevates them in that
Alright.
regard. Do you know what the problem is? Even with these roster changes and like this cross division, all we've had is cross division to see how a roster changes.
Like no teams had much time, so like I think if the teams are going to look a lot different than they did then.
Yeah.
Well, just interject.
I'm feeling inconsistency in these results. Like I'm not 100% certain, you know, on. But a lot of the time I have to judge it off previous games. Like we have to go off the previous games, but we've got such a small sample size.
Yeah.
So we have to go back like 1 or 2 events to figure out, and then they're like, oh, we've had all these changes. You know, where has this change come? Have they changed their vetoes? We don't really know yet. But go on, Tunn.
So E6 lost to LG. They lost to FaZe 3-1 and 3-0. They beat UIU 3-1. They beat EG 3-2.
Oh. Right. Okay.
There's your Splyce.
That was 250 to 103 on Arsenal, 6-3 on Hacienda. Then they lost Control Arsenal 3-1, lost hardpoint frequency 250 to 66. That'll be getting fucking.
I remember that
straight
game. It was
out.
ridiculous. Those
And
hard points.
6-5 in the S&D on last map.
I can't-
So,
Oh.
it's,
Right, okay.
yeah.
That's a shocker, isn't it? I think
yeah.
E6 made the most unusual team change in getting rid of Frosty, and no one thought that was a great idea. Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, Frosty," and yeah, and then he goes over to Midnight, and all of a sudden he's the boy wonder. We're like, "Oh, cool, nice one." But Mayhem coming in has actually made the biggest difference for that roster immediately. They've just became more consistent, which has been really nice to watch, and that's saying a lot because they're still not that consistent. But E6, I'm actually leaning more towards E6 to take that series.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, me too.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird though? Like,
It's weird.
I'll
just-
use a solo EG flag.
Tan, are you
I'm
picking?
probably going to go with E6. I just
Oh,
think,
for fuck's sake!
I just think
Reese is going to
that
put a "told you so" tweet out after the event.
I have
Well, it
not
depends on my game goes. But I won't be doing anything if it was my game.
I've not
Just
seen
catch me on the
any
beach.
consistency from EG at all. Like most of the year, they've looked pretty shit, and then occasionally they've looked decent. And E6 have been up and down as well, but at a higher level, I would say. You know, they've had a couple of decent placements. So yeah, I'll go with E6 just based on what we've seen over the year, not necessarily on current form, because they'll have had time to get used to each other now. And I actually think General's all right at this game as well. So I think E6 will do
Yeah,
the business.
Isma's a
Solid,
solid
man.
player.
Yeah.
All right,
Isma
well,
goes-
we'll stick E6 through then, shall we? They go through to face Team Envy in the semi-final. Next side of the bracket: Midnight Esports versus Elevate.
I think this is
That's
really
gonna
hard
be-
to call.
No, it's not. I'm
Do you
telling
not
you
think- Midnight's-
right now.
Midnight went 3-1 the last.
Midnight
No,
winning
well,
that game comfortably.
I just think that Elevate looked all right at one point, and then
They did. There was that
Yeah.
bump up. I mean, then they
well, round 11 that I needed them to win. Yeah, I remember that.
well, actually,
I don't need them to win anymore, lads. I'm telling you, they're getting absolutely throttled.
Yeah, I think Elevate. I think they had against a lot of teams. They seem to have a really good advantage in the hard points. They seem to be able to like outslay. They play it really well, but I
Yeah,
don't
but
think they
Frosty
do that.
dropped at
against Midnight.
1.7 and a half point.
Exactly.
So,
It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Not against
So-
Midnight.
So
I think
I
Midnight
think
knows
these two,
I think Midnight.
these two
I
did
think
play
Midnight
each other
just
in the
might
cross division, and Midnight did win 3-1.
But this does come down to how well Elevate have practiced in
Yeah,
that.
that's what I mean.
that break.
There's been 3 weeks, or however long it's been. Like I said, a lot of these teams could look a lot different with actually playing together. Like we didn't fucking scrim before
Yeah.
our cross divisional games, and then somehow.
Did you not see the whole carry on that went on with Pentagram and all that? shit?
Pentagram, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
he-
Yeah, that doesn't help as well, does it? Lacefield get it, especially
Yeah.
Lacefield. I can't imagine he's took it pretty well. Like,
But Pentagram looked really good. I mean, albeit it was an open, but so it's hard to really like compare. But he looked really good in Anaheim, if I remember rightly. So
well, I got
That
told it was MLG. You said no.
was
Did it
it?
change? That's
Is that not what Spoof said?
that's what's going on. I don't.
Yeah.
That's what's going around.
That's not good. That's not good. Yeah, I've got to jump on board with this team.
So I
game
mean,
split.
like, especially Lacefield as well. Like,
Yeah.
it could have been like Whalers or like Profi. Like I think anyone else on that team it could have been, and they wouldn't have took it as bad. But Lacefield getting dropped by them lies.
Oh, it's chalked. It's chalked.
But it can't be chalked, Bryce. It can't. It's fucking Miami. A lot of
Yeah,
money.
mate.
Can't
Here's the thing.
chalk.
Here's what I'll talk about. It doesn't matter, you know, like how important the event is. If a player's in a bad mood, if that team isn't firing on all cylinders, what you're not going to get is good practice.
No.
You're not going to fix any issues. Like
Yeah,
imagine trying to fix a play with a player you were going to drop while you think they're going to be receptive. No, you're going to be telling them, you know, how to improve, and they're going to be thinking you're an idiot. You're an idiot. I hate you. I hate you. I hope you get dropped instead. Like that's going to go on constantly. These aren't, robots unfeeling people. These are humans, and some of them, their emotions run high. It's a very competitive environment.
Proper moody bastards. Moody bastards.
Like Miles said with UIU as well. There, I know that Elevate is also struggling to get as many good scrims. So
Someone in the chat was saying that Tommy's team was smashing them.
Yeah.
So
I
I know Elevate and UIU are both
Raven
struggling to get a lot of decent scrims. So that also plays into it.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Here's a personal thing. I'm not entirely a big fan of either of these teams because I can't ever look at Midnight without wondering.
Better than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, no, that's not what I meant. I meant I can never look at Midnight without wondering how that first team would have gone.
I know. Isn't that
I can never look at that team without thinking about how that first team would have done. Like
the
never
squad
ever
that could
look
have
at
been.
Yeah, the squad that could have been.
And all the teams now that we've got floating about, they're nowhere near as relevant anymore because you still have this like core 5 of just fucking units who are still practicing and still getting better. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they did need to all disperse because they don't have that, they don't have someone leading the way.
I think they end up splitting down the lines at some point.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
Not splitting, but like a few players going elsewhere.
I don't think it would have been as dramatic.
I don't think
Envoy
would have been.
Yeah, I don't think Envoy or Cast.
I mean, Envoy and they were both going to get poached irrelevant of what happened.
Yeah,
and then this Elevate team basically just killed France's hopes, apart from Whalers.
No, that was me.
All right.
Have you been paid yet?
Have I? Fuck, I haven't been paid since February. I'm absolutely fucking poor. Let's get us that GoFundMe in the chat.
We'll just do a big signing session at Miami.
Yeah. People have to pay me for my autograph. I can see me getting thousands of people in that queue.
Just have a roast me both. Just you sit there and you just rip on people as they turn up.
I would be good at that. Fucking hell.
All right. Well, I think we're pretty unanimous. Let's move night forward into our next game. Units
here we go.
LG 3-0.
3-0.
That's why you're casting open bracket. Nah, it'll be a good series.
This is going to be a slugfest.
It's going to be a fucking spicy one.
Yeah, this is going to be a slugfest.
This one you, man.
Oh no, man! Imagine that.
I'm telling you.
Tell us your vetoes.
It's on you, Reese, mate. Like them 3 are going to slide. Joe's going to do.
I'm dropping at least a 2KD.
If you turn up, I'll take you. I could see you winning that. But if you don't turn up, I reckon.
I'm using a fucking Maddox. It's impossible not to turn up.
How's that switch been?
Absolutely wonderful. I'm literally fucking frying everybody.
That's the story, though, isn't it? It's like you guys beating Brack.
Yeah, I think
you do deny us the Brack versus Temp matchup later on in the weekend, but that's fine. That's all right.
I think whoever wins this series, obviously I'm not just going to say we're going to smoke them because I think it's literally a toss-up. As much as people think LG might smoke us, but I think it's actually a toss-up. I think whoever wins this series gets top 4 at playoffs.
Why?
Because I think we're a lot better than a few of them teams in the actual bracket.
Wait,
here's what I would say is I wouldn't be surprised whoever wins this matchup to win the playoff to get into one of the playoff positions. Wouldn't shock me at all.
Who
I don't know about top 4.
I'm telling you. Okay, well we beat FaZe. You reckon FaZe are getting top 4? We beat FaZe with no scrims. Are FaZe getting top 4? Or can FaZe get top 4?
I think FaZe is still a good team.
Well, there you go. So why can't we get top 4 if we beat FaZe with no scrims?
That's just who you play if you get through.
You
play Heretics.
We play Heretics round 1. Optic, who looked like absolute dog shit across division.
100 Thieves or FaZe.
Okay, we lose to 100 Thieves. Okay, I'm in the loser bracket against who?
Nah, man.
It's a difficult run. As soon as you get in that playoffs race, it's difficult.
Heretics are definitely getting bodied by whoever wins us and LG.
No, you'll be Heretics, but I don't think you'll be Optic. They went through a lot of shit, but I think they're going to get better.
Oh yeah, obviously.
I'm going to be better now, even. Like.
Whoever wins that game out of us and LG will get top 4 playoffs.
Yeah.
All right.
I respect that, Reese. I respect the run you've set up there because you're right. Heretics is definitely going to be
whoever wins are definitely beating Heretics.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, because obviously you're coming out of playing hot, and you're going to be. Do you play that round 1 that night?
On the Friday, yeah. You win 2 games and play Heretics.
Shit, that's bad for Heretics. Holy shit.
Wow,
that's nasty.
Yeah, that LG series is like. It's going to be a weird one because obviously we haven't scrimmed in America, so they have absolutely no idea where our good maps. We have absolutely no idea what their good maps. So it's probably going to be both teams are going to get exactly the maps they want.
Yeah, or you have to have blind veto, don't you? You have to play to your strength because you just don't
Well,
know.
yeah, because nobody knows. That's what I mean. So I think both teams are going to get exactly what they want in the vetoes.
Yeah.
But we're higher seed as well, so we get to pick the control, which is very good.
I mean,
Just over. Heretics?
Oh no,
Okay.
over LG.
I was gonna say, oh yeah, LG. Yeah, that one. I don't know, man. Being the first game, it's just so.
Yeah, like I said, it's
It's
I'm not saying.
Brian's guys have been like going double positive every game. Like I think if the first game on they might be a bit slow. If you catch them slow, I reckon you could. Yeah.
Like our respawn's actually fucking filthy, especially hardpoint.
Do you
Oh, yeah,
think
he's
we'll
a good
underestimate you?
That's what I think we definitely have a very good chance of beating them.
yeah. I mean, it's
think
still a
the
very
hardest
good
game.
team, though.
It's the
Reece.
hardest
Oh,
game.
yeah,
ever.
that's what I'm not saying. I'm not. If usual me would say well, these are getting fucking 3-0 bopped. I'm not being delusional. If we played any other team in the playing bracket, they're getting 3-0 bopped. That's why I'm fucking annoyed.
No, I get you.
Classic.
I get it. One decent day and then you're in. And I see.
That's what I mean.
I'm looking at the run
like
now.
I said, if we beat LG, we're literally we've absolutely caked it. If we lose to LG, I'll be fucking pissed up on the beach by 5 p.m.
Yeah, you'll be alright.
It's a win-win.
Bring an umbrella just in case. It doesn't last long, but you'll be
Yeah,
alright.
trust me. I'll just have an umbrella in my hair, a little fucking.
So here's for people watching, right, or listening. This is where the difficulty comes in. Luminati have obviously got some famous powerhouses on their team. The problem I think that you're going to face, Reece, in people predicting against you is the fact that you've essentially elevated 3 open bracket players who, apart from Nolson, who people may know, Weeman and Cammy have been around a little bit, but their record doesn't really show as much potential as others.
Until cross divisional happened.
Yeah.
I was
And
in
don't get me wrong,
that
they're
exact. I
lunatics.
was
They're
literally-
lunatics,
I
right?
was in that exact mindset until cross divisional happened. I literally thought we were getting fucking tucked, and then I was absolutely astonished.
Just to bring it up, Brice, it's just that I know it was only a second game across division, but you did get 3-0 by them as well.
Yeah, but did you actually watch that series?
Didn't know. I was asleep.
Precisely. We
Sleep.
first map. If Skies doesn't get a 10-piece with the Tempest, we 100-point club them. We were dog shit S&D because we didn't even scream or go over it, so we got absolutely violated in the S&D, and we absolutely bottled the control.
How
Like,
did
they-
the
not
first
playing
map-
into it,
Wait, how did
so-
first
The
map
first
go
map,
from low-
because we were up 150 to 60 on frequency, P1 rotation.
Oh, yeah.
Three
Yeah, no,
of us were one-off streaks. He killed all 3 of us with a Tempest and got full streaks.
Shit, I do remember that. That was amazing.
I'm telling you now, if he doesn't do that with a Tempest, they get 100-point clubbed. So like
Streaks on
they
Fairground.
beat us, but that was like, like I said, if we got absolutely bopped in that series, I wouldn't be saying anything. But the fact, like, even when you go to my interview before that series happened, I just said I want the maps to be close, just so I know we have a chance. Because if we got absolutely violated, it'd just be a fucking kick in the nuts. But the fact that we had a chance then it filled me with hope.
I think it sucks you're on this side of the bracket.
Well, yeah, like I said, if we played any other team in playing bracket, we absolutely violate them. So it's just
So here's the thing. Like I said, if I remember correctly, when we said last week, because we're going to have you on here, it's difficult for us to pick between these two because you're here. So we're going to do it. So we're going to do it both ways.
you can put LG through. I don't care.
I'll
Well,
definitely pick-
admittedly, it comes down to a vote, doesn't it?
You can put LG through. Trust me, I'm not that hurt.
All right. Well, let's
what's
get the
everyone
vote in.
saying?
LG.
I'm gonna have to pick LG just because of the cross division.
I'm gonna pick Unix. Reece, you sold me there, mate. I'm in. Have a good Friday.
There we go. We're beating
I
LG
think-
3-1.
I think I've got your game. I'm in, mate. I'm in.
There we
It
go.
wouldn't be Chris Tunn without a European bias prediction.
Right.
There
So
we go. Units
we'll
are
go with
through,
units.
just like that. Absolutely good.
Reece has to be the decider. So it looks like
Yeah, I think LG are going to absolutely throttle us. No, I think we'll beat them 3-1.
All right. Well,
We'll advance units.
Maven has picked LG to win the whole things, but we will ignore that.
That's not a bad shout, though. As
not a terrible
ridiculous
shout.
as it sounds, it's not as outrageous as people are making out.
We always laugh at Clint's calls, but they're not that dumb. It's just because he
because
goes,
he runs
LG are going to win the whole thing. It's because he does it like that. But if you sit him down and talk to him about it, he'll tell you why, and it makes sense. But if he's just like, they're going to win the tournament. You're like, all right,
Yeah.
all right, granddad. Otherwise, he makes the.
Maven's 4 out of 4. Honestly, it's disgusting how
It's
much this
fucking-
is the Maven World League.
He actually is. He actually is.
If we get 3-0 bot by LG, just know I'm strangling Mavens.
On the
You'll
beach.
just see me. The camera will pan to the main stage. You see me wringing Maven's neck.
Mate.
All right. For the sanctity of getting on with it, well, that has been voted on. So units will move forward into our bracket. Semi-final of the play-in then is going to be Envious versus Enigma 6, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's how we voted.
Yeah, that's how we
Yeah.
voted it anyway.
So Envy Enigma 6.
The E6 are gonna smash.
I think if E6 beat EG,
Yeah,
they'd beat Envy.
I obviously put. I think whoever wins out of EG or E6 both beat Envy.
Okay. Well,
Obviously, I picked
that's
EG,
cool.
but on our bracket, E6 are through, so I think E6 will beat
But
Envy.
how many? What was that S&D record? Is it 1 in 15 over the past?
Oh yeah.
1 in
Is it 1 in
16 was
16?
enough.
1 in
16,
16,
yeah.
yeah.
I think they won their 17th one.
Imagine being that coach. Imagine having that kind of record.
He was in here.
Especially Bevels.
Devils, man.
Oh, he must be absolutely fucking pulling his hair out watching them fucking.
Oh, honestly.
That's where
If
I
we
think
go-
the problem is. Like, you can't, like, especially on this game, you can't rely on winning 3 respawns
Yeah.
because this
No.
game's just fucking. It's just weird.
I think, honestly, I don't. Could you imagine it? Like, he pretty rocks up to the vetoes now, asking for S&D to be their veto.
Yeah, like,
Like,
what do they
how-
veto? Like, yeah, we'll veto whatever map you want us to. What map don't you want to play, boys?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just pick any map.
What was the map they won? It wasn't Gridlock they won.
Hacienda
It
6-5.
was Hacienda, yeah, that's it. 6-5.
Yeah,
Poor.
that's
You
it.
see the one against Rec? The one they fucking threw against Rec?
The 5.
Yeah, I
six-
do.
The
I'll never forget.
gridlock.
Yeah, it was like Assault versus Dens, like back alley.
That was
And-
impressive, that one.
That's what I mean. That was also a 6-5 as well. So like,
Yeah, it was.
You know, it's funny, that game, if Rec lost that, they probably didn't get playoffs as well. That was literally...
Yeah,
They
it was.
they had yellow ice cream covered twice, and 2 of Rec players just ran down and killed him off the bomb. I don't... Like, obviously, they said... I think Selly said there was a reason or something on Twitter. I can't remember what he said, why he done it, but... Obviously, just watching it without like, any explanation, it just looked bizarre. I was just confusing, but...
Yeah, their statistics are just shocking.
Yeah, it was the
Power.
part where they kept going on
Power.
the bomb, wasn't it? And there was somebody already in ice cream. It was just.
Well, that's the interesting thing,
Yeah.
right? Is if we pick here, because Envy's record is just outright. You'd expect it to just be a big uptick with Gunless, right? You'd be sitting there going, it's got to be an uptick.
no way.
This is
not
the
with that-
plan-
not with the way the roster change happened.
Yeah, but
Like, it just fucking. I don't know what actually happened in that situation.
I still
but-
think H is winning champs again. This is
If
the
H
prophecy.
wins champs this year, then Jesus fucking.
I think
I
as well.
swear, there's like I will literally bow down to the man if he wins champs this year.
As soon as we saw, they're not going to win this event. They're going to get banged up this event as well.
Yeah,
but-
champs.
But fucking
Winning
champs,
champs.
the fucking champs, they're going to win it, and everyone's going to go, "Oh,
I'll be
Jesus."
absolutely astonished.
Yeah,
We'll be calling him H 3 rings.
I will
3
literally
rings.
bow down to him. if he wins
3
champs.
rings.
At that point, I just let him take control of Call of Duty in its entirety. He
Yeah,
gets to
literally.
decide from now
Yeah,
on
well, like-
whatever he wants. Whatever he
Yeah.
wants.
Hey Patrick, what maps would you like for Modern Warfare? You get to choose. You want to play Dom? No worries, brother.
You're now the commissioner and CEO. Do
Pete
whatever you
Bowman's out of a
please.
job.
We can't deal with this anymore. But no, I think this is more clear because the problem with Team Envy is you can't go against statistics that horrific, right? If they weren't playing UIU in the first round, we probably would have gone the other way on maybe. Against Enigma 6. Enigma 6 do not seem to have the weaknesses that Team Envy do. Team
Especially
Envy,
if they beat EG, like they're coming off
Yeah.
a win against EG,
Yeah.
which will be a sweaty series as well. So
Yeah, they've gone through the hyperbolic time. change
yeah,
on that one.
yeah, like yeah, I think E6 will beat them.
anyone disagreeing or anything else to throw into this mix?
Not disagreeing. Not disagreeing.
No, I think this is unanimous. This isn't even a very difficult one.
Smacking.
That's it.
Yeah.
E6 are in playoffs. They play Rec round
Yeah.
1.
They play Rec Round 1. All right, well, let's go on to the other side of the bracket then. Units versus
Units, man. What a
Midnight.
fucking team name. If I win champs and if I get a banner with team units on the fucking banner, I swear to God, I'll go down.
It's just got to
Is
be.
it- Wait a minute. Isn't the logo just
Joe's head.
Joe's head?
Imagine that on a banner. He's got what is it? He's got LV shades on, just Joe's fucking face in the fucking hallway.
Can you wait for the next first event of Modern Warfare? We're walking through the fucking Horde Champions. It's
Just Joe's face with a pair of LV shades on.
like, at the fucking end, all in black. Joe's face. And that music that's like, and the lights are all popping.
That's not even the best time for it. That's not even the best time for it. Imagine the championship stage, the world championship stage, where they do the old confetti fall and the logo
goes in the back.
And there's a big unit of Joe's head and all this confetti and everybody taking pictures going on.
Mate. And all every video, every slow motion video, like the time is now, and there's just fucking slow mo Joe banner face. Like,
just units over and over again. Oh, it would be the best. I don't think Activision would have any idea what to do with that.
They have to just do it. What are they going to do? They've just got to put Joe's face up. That's amazing.
Put the world champs in the game, and it's a picture of you guys with Joe's face behind you.
Imagine we get team skins, and it's just like the skin is just loads of Joe's. Anyway, we're getting off the rails.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's Midnight versus units in our Midnight versus units in our bracket. Midnight have looked better, but do they look good enough to beat units?
Not if we beat RJ.
No, I think that's the side, isn't it?
No,
Your game's such a tight
I'm telling
game.
you fucking now, if I beat LG, I'm not losing to fucking Midnight.
That would be.
That'd be tears.
Imagine that, I would fucking fall apart, mate. That would be the kick in the nuts.
Yeah.
Just being
So that would be
and Brack
obvious,
and
yeah.
lose to fucking Paggy. I would be absolutely. I would be mortified at that fucking cunt screaming at me. I think that'd be the end of my career because I would go off the rails, bro. That monitor would be off his face.
See, that would be a really tough series though, because you're right. I mean,
Oh yeah, it won't be easy.
it will be a really tough series for you lot.
But I
again,
think the way they've been going through series is because they're good at hardpoint, and we're really good at hardpoint.
Yeah, I was gonna say it really comes down to hard points. You win the first hard point, you win the series.
Yeah, I think
That will be exciting.
that's why I think we'll do. We're okay because
Yeah.
our hardpoint's actually really fucking good.
Here's my rationalization of it all. While we know, the cross division gives us a little bit of a sampling. Yes, units did perform better than maybe some people were expecting, including Reese himself.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But it's more. I have to base this off the fact of what we're looking at the bracket. If we're saying Midnight are being elevated, because that is, admittedly, it wasn't a difficult game to predict.
Yeah.
The units luminosity game is so big in this playing bracket because we generally believe that whichever one of those walks through it, you think top four is. I think definitely is the qualified team. Then I have to kind of stay on that same logic. I can't break logic at that point.
If LG beat us, they'll also win the series comfortably. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
So whoever wins our series is getting through the playing bracket. It's as simple as that.
It'll be interesting to see the hard points go down. Here's a question, Reece, I wanted to ask. And I don't want to be rude,
Go on.
or kind of disparage any of your teammates, but this is not Columbus. This is big game time.
Yeah, you think I'm gonna fucking crumble?
Not you.
Yeah, but I will fuck it. Like they all listen to me like I'm fucking God's gift. It's absolutely glorious. I'm literally looked at like a fucking saint.
What do we do, Reese? What do we do?
Yeah, that's literally what it's like. Like I'm literally just commanding them around the map. Like it's like they're all like they all literally like they're all like very fucking like that's what I mean. They're just gonna. I'm not gonna crumble. And like obviously I'm the in-game leader and Joe partially.
Are they going to be as good when the big lights are on them? It's a big game.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they haven't really do much. They just have to fly around and shoot their gun.
How many plays like he played at the Columbus, man, usually be
Yeah, like
good. Even if like be unfortunate if you lose to LG, don't get me wrong, but you beat LG and Cammy, I think I said earlier it was you, but like that point about it being a big game, like I guess he's first big tournament. I think if Cammy who's the pressure man, he needs to do what he was doing at the.
I think they proved to me like at that cross division, even though there was no crowd and fucking
No
like
pressure.
as soon as we won that FaZe series, I was literally fucking.
Yeah.
I couldn't give a fuck about anything. I thought we could do whatever the fuck we want. Like we're in a like especially we did not scrim before that week a single time. They literally got to Columbus Sunday night.
Damn.
So that's what I mean. Like everyone's saying like, oh, we've been in Europe. Like we didn't fucking scrim and we beat FaZe. So
So I always think I've always said, towards the end of the game gets faster
No,
anyway.
the game's
so,
exactly, yeah, that's what I mean. That's what's good about our team. We are we're setting some serious pace on the map.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they'll be fine. Like I said, they haven't really got to do much. They literally just have to fly around the map and shoot their gun. On this game, you're only killing people half health.
But against Brack and Skies, though, that's the,
Oh well,
that's the thing.
no, this series is already gone. We've already won that, Sean. Can you shut the fuck up? We're now playing Parasite, Frosty, and fucking Zaptius or whatever his shit name is.
At this point, then against Midnight, mate, their songs will beat yours.
What?
So that's different. Your Manixes will beat them, but their songs will beat
Have you
yours.
seen Nicky Norson?
Yeah, he's inconsistent because he runs an ICR and a SOG at the same time.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's good. But
Norson might be
does anyone? Sorry, just let me. Does anyone else run a second ICR and a second SOG?
That's how comfortable he is in this team.
Yeah, I know he's good, right? Don't get me wrong.
He's weird.
But
weird,
that does provide inconsistencies, 100%. And against who's the second?
I don't think it does. He's our best player after me because I'm obviously the best player in the game. I'm joking, by the way. He's actually our best player. Like Nelson's actually our best player. Well,
I get where you're coming from with the ICR sort of question, but at the same time, I'm with you, Sean. There, I'm with you. I don't like the sound of that on paper. I don't want to know that like the guy when you're
it's
going
only
up against Kismet, who's a fucking
Kismet. Can we not compare Nelson to Kismet? That is disrespectful.
Here's how I'll help this conversation, right? If we had voted the other way and it hadn't had to be a tiebreaker in this Units Luminosity game, and we were now talking Luminosity versus Midnight.
We're not even talking. We've already moved
on.
on.
Yeah, I know. But just pretend that we changed it the other way around. I would be sitting here saying Luminosity over Midnight.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We're not even talking. We've already moved on because we all think LG have absolutely violated them.
So I feel like for us to kind of go back on it now.
If we beat LG, there's no way no way we lose to Midnight. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I feel like your vibes would be too good. You'd be flying high.
I will fucking 1v5 that series if we beat LG. I tell the lads, nice one, boys. Fucking put your feet up.
All right, let's get a vote out of it because this is our last qualified team before we move into the main bracket. Tunn.
I am going to go with Units based on what you were saying before. If it was LG against them, we would fully be expecting that, and if they beat LG, then we should really expect them to be Midnight.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to stay with my logic. Like I can't go back on it. Miles.
Look, mate. If Units beat LG, then theoretically it should all be fine. I think the shit could hit the fan, but I'm still back in Units. Why not?
Shawnee?
Why the fuck not?
Yeah. Okay, we may as well just vote us to win playoffs now.
There you go. Top
four. Units, but it won't be as close as it looks. That's what I was trying to say. I just think that. Yeah, I feel like even though you beat LG, I just think that second game is still
Frosty. It'll still be a sweaty one because it's just.
Yeah, it'll be a close game, man.
I think we deal with them.
I think both of you are not very good at S&D, from what he's both done at crossover. Am I right with that? Is Midnight was struggling at S&D as well, wasn't he? Because Frosty was frying in hard points. It's always royalty, but I can't remember if they're good in S&D or not.
I assume they had to be struggling at something because their hard point was.
I mean, if that first hard point for me, whoever wins that, I reckon it's a 3-0, 3-1. Whoever wins the first one.
All right, well, it looks like we're going to put Units through. That's our second qualified team, which means we can now move into the CWL Founders Pro League playoffs.
Right, we're not going through losers, surely.
We're not going to do losers.
Holy
shit! We'd be out.
We got enough to do just in the winners. Jesus.
I missed my fucking flight.
I started like this.
All right, Team Heretics are going against Units. Team Reciprocity are going against A6, I believe you said?
Yeah.
All right, so Heretics Units.
I think we
what is going on with Heretics?
I don't actually fucking know.
Have you scrimmed them?
Drawn some screenshots.
So your scrims have gone well, is I'm guessing what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually thought they would get better.
What, dropping Sukri?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No. Yeah, they obviously had role issues, and obviously Methods has got what he's wanted now with the ICR.
That's what I mean. It fixes all that, and they're that Vortex didn't look that bad.
No, he's fine.
It's not.
So I mean, I thought it might take some adjusting time, but I thought they would be.
Why is it every time Heretics make a change, they look worse? Every time they mess with their formula, they look worse. They come top 6, and then they go back into probably mess with shit, and then they just become terrible.
What I don't understand is why didn't they put Sukri on the bench?
That's a good
Must be
question.
I don't know what the politics are over there. I
No,
do not
yeah,
know.
but still, I don't care how personal it got. After you have that
Yeah.
cross division and after you've been getting violated in scrims by literally everybody, it doesn't matter if you fucking hate the guy. You literally sub him
Yeah,
straight back.
it shouldn't be, but we're talking about people in COD here.
Yeah.
It
I
shouldn't
mean, I
be
don't
the
know
case.
the situation, so
Who's this
Here's the issue: is because it's heretics and they kind of take all this kind of happens in another ecosystem. Like you don't get to talk to the almost a subdivision of people around heretics. Like if this was happening with Rec, people would know something of what was going on because players would talk to other players. I don't know who talks to heretics. Like
Nobody.
We actually do. We talk to a legend at the Pro League, because like where we get dressed is right next to the TV where the coaches sit. Reece, you know what I'm talking about, and Johnny as well.
Yeah.
That area, like we always sit and have a chat with the coaches or whoever's there. And Legend says it's so hard because there's such a small pool of people. It's like any changes, they're absolutely strapped. I mean, the fact that like Vortex is originally Italian. He's not even Spanish. He's actually Italian, but he lives in Spain now, and language isn't a problem. I've got no idea what the fuck you do as a team in that situation. How do you make a change? Where do you go? Do you pick up someone who speaks?
Well, here's what I do. From what I've heard, they've got too many people messing around with the team.
Well, no, they wanted Yakko, didn't they?
Yeah.
That was what it was. They were getting that Yakko off Giants.
Yeah, but like, I asked around like when I got back, and I was like, "Is he that good or something?" Like, and everyone was saying that he's not that good. Like, he's just your standard SMG. Like, he's nothing special, supposedly. So like, I don't know why it was like, "Oh, get Yakko shit." But I don't know. It made it sound like Yakko's been frying open bracket or something and need to get him, but supposedly he's not been that good. He's just been the standard like SOG. Just I don't know.
It's a weird one.
It is so weird.
Yeah.
Who was it who said something about them having like multiple coaches and like they have a
do.
staff around them?
They have analysts, blah blah blah. Can't speak.
Analysts.
Yeah, they have analysts, coaches, and like fucking sports psychologists and shit. I'm pretty sure.
If you have all that, how the hell are you having that many issues?
Especially internally. You think fucking internally you'd be able to get through whatever the fuck you want?
Man, it's insane. Because Heretics have at times looked like a fantastically paced team. And this game suits them, right? You play at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Some teams can't rise to the occasion, and Heretics live in that zone. Heretics live in the zone of they walk into every single game like they're walking out the tunnel at the Super Bowl. Like they are ready and fired up every single second of it. They're screaming in Columbus.
Yeah.
But like outside of the game, I don't know what happens. They must just go back to the apartments and just have a fight with each other.
Yeah, it sounds like
so pumped up from the edge. Just going, I hate you, smash! Just like, we're making a team change. Like it makes no sense.
Is it too many cooks, or is it maybe this? Is there one person on the team? Is it one person on the team that can maybe make those calls and just I don't know who it is, but they just.
I know Methods is pretty like high up. Like,
Clearly.
I know he has a big say in what the fuck goes on. So I don't know if that's. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I have no fucking clue.
Honestly, I think like you put Methods as the main AR as well. Like he's playing a lot slower when we scrimmed him. I think when Sucky was main AR, he was pretty quick. So like I think they were all a bit more in pace as well. And when we scrimmed him, Methods was really slow with that ICR. He was really slow. And before in Soccer, he would fire on the map with an ICR with his team, and maybe that's part of the problem. Like,
yeah, that's like our team now. That's why we're so good at hardpoint, because Chilton's like a super quick main ICR, and we're all just setting absolute pace like together. So yeah, I agree.
When you ICR, Brice, you're like real slow.
Yeah.
You're really slow, and it did hurt your team. Obviously, like it did like way better. You're in the Maddox, like it just picks up your pace, and I think that's the opposite for them. I think they're fucked up putting him up. Like with ICR, you have to be fast. Look at Octane, man. That guy's. I know he gets a lot of ill time.
He's quick.
He's fast. He plays in the high sense because if you want to do that in this game, that's the way it is.
Man, I can't wait for the next one.
We're beating Heretics. Put us through on the bracket. No problems asked.
Yeah, I just think
especially because like if we beat LG, we beat Midnight. We play Heretics literally an hour later. They've been sat there watching me absolutely.
That's a big factor.
I'm currently on a 2KD. They're looking at the leaderboards and they're like, "Holy fucking shit! This is what I have to play against." They're literally bottling it. So yeah, we beat Heretics.
I think it's a factor though. The fact that if you
we played 2 games and they're not easy games either.
Yeah. If you walk through those 2 teams, Heretics are going to look at it and go, shit.
Yeah.
And then
especially since you scrimmed them. Yeah, they
fucking know what's coming.
You match their lunatics with your own lunatics as well. Like,
Yeah,
you've
that's
got-
what I mean.
Yeah, I can't see it any other way. Heretics. This isn't about you, Reese. It's more that I really hope
Yeah,
they
even
fix
if
something by
like
champs.
I said,
I hope
even
they
if it was
fix it by
LG,
champs.
like we
Yeah.
keep making that comparison, that our like LG are winning that series.
Yeah,
as well.
I want to see Heretics fix their issues by champs. It's disappointing to me that a team that has flown so high has dropped, not because of external pressure, but internal pressure.
Yeah, they haven't dropped
broken
because
that
everyone
team.
else got better. So they've
Yeah.
dropped because of themselves.
Yeah, they're their own downfall, and it's disappointing to see a mainland team Europe who are championing mainland Europe to essentially implode. But no, we have to move. We're moving units forward. I think. I don't think anyone's going to argue.
Yeah, that's probably one of the easiest games so far, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like,
but we'll see what happens to Heretics after this event. Let's move on to our next game then. Reciprocity versus E6.
Ooh.
Interesting.
should be wrecked, man.
It should be wrecked. It should be.
Dylan always said to me, we've not beat E6 once this year. Like when I was in a team, when Dylan was on the team, we beat them once for PLQ. But since then, we've lost them like 3 times, and Dylan always says to me, he can't beat E6.
Ooh.
Every time. Yeah.
This is spicy information.
He always said that we've not beat them. Every time we played them in winners at Dallas when we were looking good, and I think they 3-0'd us, and then we played them quite 2 more times after that, and they just beat us 3-0, 3-1 again.
I was going to say,
sure.
I couldn't remember you ever beating them. I know you had a couple of tough games against them.
Your
I don't know
Fort
what
Worth
it is,
was
though.
rough. Your Fort Worth was mad because it was game 5 every time
But-
except for that one series.
They have changed their
like
roster.
11 or something stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was dumb, I know.
I think.
But I said after that event, right? I said a team that does that and goes to that many round 5s, it's just not going to go your way every single time. Because round 5s, and especially like map 5s, are just in a whole separate league of their own. It's
Doesn't
like
matter how
magic.
good you are at S&D,
Yeah.
but game 5 is a
Yeah.
true fucking toss-up.
We knew that ourselves. Like we knew we had to improve. Like we weren't stupid. Even though like we did get reverse swept in that final, but like we knew we had to improve. Like that wasn't good enough.
I think it's interesting, Rec, because I feel like Rec have never been stable throughout the year, other than the fact that I've always kind of put them like as a top 8 team. Like every single time I look at Rec, I think, it's probably a bad top 8 team. That's basically where they are. They can push top 6, maybe top 4, if they kind of long it out. But they've made changes almost every single time. We're using their subs liberally. And sometimes, it's not been their fault. We know, the Tommy situation, he had to take a step back. But I feel like Reciprocity have not had a time to kind of bed in, from instability at any point.
One thing I will say is they're actually really good at S&D.
Yeah.
They're actually solid at S&D, and like I can't see Dylan and Alex losing 3 respawns.
Yeah. Like, it's on Alex. Like the whole reason they picked him up. Like
Alex is absolutely fucking filthy.
Yeah, the whole roster thing. Like I wasn't upset at the fact that Alex replaced me. Like obviously I wanted to run the ICR, which was what I used at Dallas and London. Blah blah blah. So like I know Alex is better than me on Alex. So anyone can tell you that. Like maybe more dumb he is, but everyone will tell you that. He's just skill wise, he's better than me on Alex. So if he plays like he should and then keeps up what he's doing, they should be beating E6, and that E United game should be completely different for the last 2 times they played them.
Here's something I was spoken about before. There was criticism leveled at Dens for while his stats were good, his interactions and his impact. I believe there was an impact stack Tunn you brought up, which we loved because we didn't really know what it meant. But he was like one of the lowest pro players in terms of like game impact because he plays slow with that ICR, and he was running an ICR thermal most of the time.
I can guarantee you Dylan was the highest.
Yeah, that's like it's like it balances itself out. It's like, I mean, I love Dens. I think he's one of the soundest guys. Like, but he is one of those slow ICRs. And I think because he has Dylan on the team.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He doesn't have to do fucking anything.
Dylan has 100% has the most interactions of any player. Now you couldn't tell me different. Like
I was just having a look again at that whole X Factor stat, and I think it was from Anaheim we were talking about, weren't we? Who do you think had the worst?
Anaheim.
Reese Price.
That's Anaheim. That's Anaheim.
Your X Factor is minus 0.10.
What was that after Anaheim?
No, it was Anaheim.
Oh, well, yeah, it wasn't after Anaheim. I'll tell you that.
Oh.
I actually played really well at Anaheim.
Well, yeah, ICR no.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Interesting.
That doesn't make a difference because it's just a
No,
slow
I'm just saying,
SCR.
like,
It's the exact same as
you-
the Den
you said-
situation.
I think it was
no,
because
I just don't have a Dylan.
the thing is with the Den situation, he was putting up just a KD 1.27, but then still that X factor wasn't.
It's because he has a Dylan though. He literally doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah,
Like,
it
what
was,
can you
like,
do?
I didn't watch
he literally just has to stand still and watch Dylan literally fucking. He does not let go of his left stick. I was literally astonished when I was watching him play.
I play lead play with Dylan. I don't get anything to do. It's like,
His left thumb must be absolutely torn to pieces.
it is a boring experience having Dylan on your team. I imagine Den just ends up just having to watch the back. And you
Yeah,
turn
that's what I
around, you're
mean,
Like,
like,
yeah, they're on spawn now because
He picks up the odd kill there and there, like while still getting 3.
He was running a thermal a lot. I know it's you know.
Yeah, I was worried about that, but he played okay at cross divisional.
Yeah,
So
that's
sort
what,
of...
one thing. After the whole Anaheim, and obviously he's the one that kind of took my spot. It wasn't really Alex. It was obviously that whole situation. But like I said to them, I was like the NYCR is a different game. But then he went to crossover and he's done roughly the same thing. So I mean, let's say he has Dylan on the team. He just needs to be slow, pre-aim, get some kills, and they should be good. So
Yeah.
Dylan has to keep up what he's doing.
It's not Den's job to have a high impact, so I don't really give a fuck about it.
On that team, yeah, on that team it isn't, especially with Alex
Stats mean
and Dylan.
absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah, even Zach's like Zach's like Zach, Dylan, and Alex. Like
Yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah.
Let's kind of cut to it then.
Predictions.
E6 versus Reciprocity. I will kick things off this time, and I'm going to go Rec. And that's not because they're from the UK. It's more because I think I am excited to see Dylan go to work. And I just think, like, he keeps being an X Factor. He keeps being a superstar.
Is he the best solo in the game?
Meh.
He's up there.
He's up there.
Like, it's undeniable that he's up there with the elites. He's too good.
Yeah. I think right now Dylan is.
Yeah, he might.
I agree, man.
But that's the thing, you can make that argument, and consider who he's going against and how quick he's coming in the scene. You can make that argument. That's ridiculous.
It's like as well. Like also, you don't see behind like playing with him. Like he's not that dumb Slayer. Like he knows. Like he don't get me wrong. He's not like a leader, but like, he understands the game. Like he's not dumb. He doesn't run around like and just get pointless kills. Like, he's getting impactful kills every time.
No one plays that fast
Yeah.
and gets that many kills that consistently without being really smart about it. And
Yeah,
that's what makes players like Dylan and Hugh really, really exciting to watch. And that's what makes them so dangerous. It's the brain
The
as
one
well.
next to him is Envoy. After him, it's I think Envoy.
Yeah,
It's like next one. Manix players like obviously it's different for them because they're just kind of crack game, get kills. But I think Sogs are definitely the best players in this game because it's fucking hard what they do.
They have the most to do.
You feel it's changed now because obviously the hit scan. I don't know how different it is on land, but a lot of Sog players are stepping up now because it's a lot easier to use. But before, yeah, it was hard to use that gun and you made it look easy. So
I think Rack beat them 3-1.
yeah,
I think like
response.
E6. I think like E6 win either first hardpoint or the control, and Rec win an S&D either of the respawns and the last hardpoint.
Was it the last time they met? Oh no, it was Elevate. It was when Lace was in Elevate. I remember watching Rec. Their search and destroy right now is so good.
Yeah,
and
that's what I mean. They're really
it's
good.
so solid. It's Waskin Snipes, man. He's playing out of his mind at the moment. He's hitting mad shots. He went from a really, really bad dry spell at the start of this game to finally finding form there, and that's been sick. I also give him a 3-1 or a 3-0 completely. I think Rec are a more well-rounded squad, and I think once you get Dylan going, it's going to be hard to stop him. Even with Midnight coming through off the bracket, it's still going to be hard to stop him.
I generally go Reciprocity, and I think it's a 3-2. And I could even tell you probably how the series is going to go. I think Rec come hot out the gate and then lose the S&D for no reason. It wouldn't even surprise me to see them lose the control as well.
But yeah, they're really well statistically. They're really bad at control. I know they played a lot better in the cross division.
Yeah.
I know, whenever I was in the house, they said the control definitely got better with Alex. So it must have just been like a pacing thing when I was in there because we were shit at control.
Yeah.
I think they win both hard points and it goes to map 5. And I think then, the old Rec game 5, they've been there enough times. Although it is, again, different rosters as always. So I would say, I think it's going to be a super close game. Just in terms of like maybe the series, I think maybe the S&D, the first one may be fairly easy for E6, just because I don't know what it is about Rec. They seem to get in like a good position. And then just it's like almost like they take their foot off the gas as soon as they've won the game. Oh, we won a map and we've lost 2 more.
Yeah.
What's happened?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I think that'll be a close one, but I would pick Rec in that just because I think Dylan is hitting full form at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I remember I got the Uber with you boys after Anaheim, and Shane said to me, "Dylan is playing Black Ops 6 or some shit." It's fucking ridiculous. He's very, very
the only way that game's close to Kismet is to get serious of his life. Like the best he's played yet, and just to keep up, not even to do better, just to keep up. I don't think he can do it, but it's the only way that's close.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's put them through then, which brings us into the Big 8 bracket. Optic Gaming Units, 100 Thieves, FaZe Clan, EU United, Reciprocity, and Gen.G versus Splyce. We kick off here with Optic versus Units.
I've absolutely no idea.
I am leaning towards.
Is Karma not Karma's ICR? Crim's full time. Crim's Maddox. TJ's Grapple Sword.
Crim's went to Maddox now, is he?
Yeah, Crim's Maddox. TJ's Grapple Sword and Damon's main ICR. So I literally could not fucking tell you if they're good, shit, or I have no idea.
They're a very, very big question in this event, aren't they? Like they
I
could
think
either turn up and fucking win it, or they will lose against you guys and then
that's what I mean.
Play.
Yeah, I think there'd be no in between. Yeah, I think they'll either absolutely throttle us, or they'll be the same as Cross Divisional.
See that, but the problem is, I think that leads me to lean towards Optic because here's the thing, right? No matter what you think about roles in this game and how teams are going to play and consistency and cross division, all that sort of stuff, you cannot deny that Optic have strength in depth. Regardless of the role change, there's still going to be those players.
Really though?
Yeah, I think so, dude. Like you can't.
Yeah, but what the other? Really?
But everyone's good. Everyone's good.
I think they're all good still, though. I think they're all still good. Don't get me wrong. Like this has not been the most standout year for those players.
I mean, I'm not saying this shit. I'm not saying that. I'm not. Whoa.
We've talked about this.
Fucking hell, I've probably got death threats already. Like,
just the fact that you're against Optic in this part of the bracket, I expect people to be tweeting you now.
Yeah, literally, absolutely violated me.
The thing is, with Optic is again, they're so all of them are so good. Everyone is very, very good at what they do, but they're not.
Don't know what they're
not specialists, man. They're not. You don't have an absolute standout AR. There's no Octane on that squad. And we were talking about this. We're like, what do? You get the best player on your team because you have to go toe to toe with that guy on the ICR every time. You have to find that player who can take that role on themselves and run it every single map and be the best at it. Optic, anyone on that team, you can mix up that squad in almost any way, and everyone does fine. They never get any better. And the biggest problem I've got is that there is no standout main ICR. The Sorgs, everyone can do a little bit of everything.
The one thing about the role change as well, TJ was arguably better than Dashi at Anaheim, and then you change his role.
I don't know about any of the role changes, man. I liked Karma running grapple. I think Karma's got great entry kills. I think he uses the grapple better.
His spatial awareness has always been off the chain.
Like
anyway.
TJ was actually their best player, and then he was actually frying bad at Anaheim.
It's hard, man. It's really hard. But this comes down to the fact that none of the pieces fit right now for Optic. They still don't fit. They're still struggling to work out that identity.
I mean, they might. We just don't know. We don't know how they're.
Maybe this is it. Maybe this is it.
I mean, no, but that's what I mean. It's just nobody fucking knows.
Have we heard anything from the boot camp? Because no boot camp's going on right now.
I'll ask Trey right this second.
I think that may help them as well. Bearing in mind, if you're switching roles again, they have the opportunity, if they really wanted to switch them back before the end of the boot camp. They have, because they can get enough games in to try it and go back because they are boot camping.
Go back now.
You reckon?
Well, shouldn't go back.
If they get smoked by everyone,
they've been screaming with it for weeks, and then
if they're getting smoked at the boot camp, imagine them getting smoked every game of the boot camp.
Then I doubt they're getting smoked every game of the boot camp.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I think this comes to work. They've still got good practice there, so they're gonna know what's going on anyway. So yeah, I don't know. I think Optic in depth maybe just better than units in this case.
I mean, you're gonna say that on paper. Yeah. I mean, fucking, we're not better than anybody on paper. I'll tell you that.
But you're right.
If we're going off paper, I'm currently what's the time by now? 6 p.m. the next day. Yeah, I'm probably drowning in the river from 10 margaritas.
You're right. It's
specific.
On paper, we're never beating Optic, are we? So it's just.
My issue is I can't go against Optic Gaming here.
Optic, I don't give a fuck. Like I said,
no one went against Optic.
You could have all voted LG. I wouldn't give a fuck.
No one went against Optic when Envy beat him though in the Pro League. To end the streak, man.
Yeah, that's the series I needed Optic to win, and they absolutely. Actually, I
shat it.
Optic.
Maybe it's fine. When we're talking about this the wrong way. Like maybe his unit's gonna be fucking stand out.
We're gonna win Miami. Can we stop kidding ourselves?
Imagine if we have to do the
If I win Miami, I'll tell you now, I will literally. What would I do?
You'd come on Spitfire.
I don't think I'll be
you'd be
alive.
like,
I don't think I'll be alive for Spitfire. If I won Miami, you just. That's not. We're losing to Optic. Let's not even get into this discussion.
Nah, mate, you'd write a good tweet.
Let's advance Optic in the bracket.
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah, I think I have to. Right, is anyone disagreeing here?
No, I think if you were a betting man, you would go with Optic.
Yeah, you're
sure.
Optic.
But it's not out of the question that you beat them though. With how
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not like
out of the question.
It's like
But
I
then
wouldn't be
that-
shocked if we beat them.
I find that in a lot of games now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
That's
just this
the
game.
thing.
This game's like super weird.
Yeah.
Like if we beat Optic, no one's going fucking hell. What the fuck's happened? Like
Especially if you make it that point in the bracket.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like no one's gonna be shocked, but like I was like just yeah.
Coolio. All right, Optic will go through. Let's go on to our next game then. 100 Thieves versus FaZe. I'll kick this
No
off.
doubt, mate.
Go on.
I'm sorry. No way. FaZe don't beat him.
Oh right,
Yeah,
I thought
not
you were the
after-
other way. Then
not
I was
after-
getting excited.
Not after what I saw in the Pro League. I was so disappointed. Sorry, Brice, to come in here and be angry. I was so disappointed. I really thought FaZe versus 100 Thieves was going to be the best hardpoint we'd see in Black Ops 4. I was wrong. I was so wrong.
I was salty that series wasn't close.
Yeah.
But also, it doesn't matter. Like the series didn't matter. It wasn't a big one for anyone. But at the same time, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, man?" Like 100 Thieves are brilliant at hardpoint, but when FaZe came out, when that roster came to fruition, and when they finally got on the ground running in London, I was like, "Hold my fucking beer! This is going to be the most exciting hardpoint team to watch." And they wouldn't. They have been up until that moment, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, cool." Then there's the 100 Thieves just going to win everything from now on. That's that. And I'm just disappointed. I don't know if FaZe can do it. I just don't. Especially after they got bot, man. Do you remember when the Hulk fought Thanos at the start of Infinity War? And everyone was like, "Oh, we got Hulk, way!" And he jumped in there and he gave him like the 1-2 and he jabbed him in the neck and we didn't see him until the next movie. That's what I'm talking about.
On a similar
That's
note,
nice.
that was on a similar note. That's how I was going to start. Is saying this FaZe
Right.
roster has been hyped up multiple times, and as of yet, I don't think they've lived up to it. Because we keep here's the story. Here's the storyline that keeps going on. Oh, this FaZe roster, it's a fantastic hard point. They've got a lot of firepower behind them. We expect fast, frantic, slay-heavy gameplay. You know, they should be able to take on anybody. But I feel like they're just hovering around, like, if you're going to rank them, maybe like top 6 and a push top 4. But you'd say, you know, your top 4 teams were the highest you'd kind of elevate this team to. Because they don't seem to have had that final click. They're good, don't get me wrong, they're great, if anything. And I wouldn't, bet against them in most games. But
I think FaZe just need to beat someone good.
Yeah. But
Like, I think since this team's formed, have they actually beat like a?
I don't think they have.
Team? Like, what's the best team they've beat? Like LG in that when they were 0-7. Like,
So
Yeah, did they beat Splyce? Did they play Splyce? Or am I making that up?
Yeah, I think they beat Splyce, but I think they didn't beat any top 4, so I don't think they beat.
no,
Splyce.
that was Splyce with Nolson though.
Yeah, and also that was like Splyce, yeah, that was like just after the downfall of
Yeah.
Splyce. Yeah.
I don't think they've actually beat like an actual
Yeah.
solid team.
they played.
Like I know they've been Game 5 with Optic a few times,
Yeah,
but
they went Game 5 with Optic in Anaheim. And they beat LG, beat Splyce, beat E6 all convincingly, but then again lost to OG Game 5. So it's like that next level. is
yeah, like I think they
yeah.
for them to go to like for actually be consistently good, I think they just need to beat someone they're not
Optic,
expected
yeah.
to beat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're obviously better than the teams they're expected to beat, unless they run into units because that's just a shame because we're dominant. But
You see,
It's
the thing
not an
is-
elite level team. It's not an elite
yeah,
level
that's what I
team.
mean. They need to beat like an Optic, a fucking 100 Thieves, a Splyce now with fucking Cuke. Like, do you know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
They absolutely can.
Yeah, although they 100% can.
Yeah.
I think that for themselves, they need to do it so they know they can do it, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
For me, like another thing is, how long can 100T keep being this good?
I think forever, man.
Forever.
Yeah.
Oh, like-
Because the question's been raised. of,
There's
like,
no weakness.
Like how long
he's
can they
right.
keep it up?
They are the definition of an elite level
Like
team.
no,
at the
like
moment.
they're
their
insane.
weakness was S&D, and like that's what I was holding on to when like oh yeah, you just win a respawn, fucking beat them in S&D, and then they went fucking 8-1 in S&D or whatever it was at Anaheim. Like where's the weakness? They nearly have the best player for each role.
Yeah.
Do you remember them in Vegas? They couldn't rotate to save their lives. They couldn't get hardpoint time. I mean, just time.
It's mental. It's mental how bad they were and how good they are now. Albeit it's slightly roster change, but
it's still just the
polarizing,
complete transformation, man. Yeah. And I think how can they keep doing this? Absolutely, they can definitely keep doing this until they meet Envy at Champs, and then it's fucking over. It's fucking over. But honestly, that team has. It doesn't. I don't know if it has a limit at this point.
No, it doesn't. They could easily win the next two events without dropping a series, and I would not be shocked.
That would be something else if they managed to do that.
And
in this
I think
day
that
and
just
age,
comes down to them. It comes down to them as individuals and as a team. Like they are playing the game exactly.
They play the
way
game
they play.
perfectly, and they're pretty much the best player in every role. Like you can make an argument for each player.
Until they start messing up, and until they start slipping, and again, usually it's victory that costs you your strength. You know, that's usually where
you
you
don't
see
get that with Slasher though.
Exactly, but they did have it for a spell at Pro League. That was like they didn't scrim since from
Anaheim, like that's
even then they still pulled it back. Everyone was like,
they went 3-1 or whatever, and everyone's roasting them for going 3-1. Like
yeah. I don't think 100 Thieves. I think they should win this event as well.
Yeah,
and
I think at this point here, FaZe would be a good matchup for maybe the Thieves are too good.
You and FaZe are actually doing good in scrims. That's where I've heard. So it might be a bit better than we're anticipating it to be, but
I think FaZe go against anybody else.
I think every single series you're predicting 100 Thieves, whoever they play against, and then someone would have to fucking ultra fry to beat them.
Yeah. All right, let's put Thieves through. I don't think anyone's going to disagree in this regard. Give us a Thieves optic game going into that part of the bracket. We need to move on to United Reciprocity. Should be United, right?
Yeah.
You would think.
Be.
You would think.
I think
the last two times, like when I played them with the team, we lost 3-0, but we lost the hard point really close. We lost a 6-5 S&D, which some bugs happened, by the way. Won't talk about that. And then we got smoked third man. And then they played them again with Alex, and literally it was the most identical series I've ever seen. The first map, back and forward, close all the way through, and then they fell at the last hurdle on the hard point. S&D, I'm pretty sure it was 6-5 in S&D again.
Yeah.
And then the control, I think it was a bit closer. But it was literally roughly identical to the series that we played them when I was in the team. I just don't know I don't know what it is. I actually don't. Like, I don't notice any of them playing that good against us. I just think, as a team, I just think they were just better than us, like, full stop. I don't know.
I think it's Rek's ceiling. Like I said before, I just see Rek as the middle of the pack team who could potentially go higher. But I think that my issue is that I just, even if they did beat a big scalp, so they did take down the United, I wouldn't expect them to beat another big team in the entire tournament. I just wouldn't see it.
I think Rek's problem is you have Odyssey Dylan going fucking ultra fry mode. I just think they need somebody else. Like Dylan's, you know what you're gonna get out of Dylan, and you need like an Alex or a Zach to all, like in the big series, to also fucking fry.
Yeah.
Like Dylan can carry you through the shitty series against E6 and fucking whoever else you're playing.
Yeah.
Like E United or whoever. Like you need Alex or Zach to also fry.
Do you want to know something weird that I did notice the other day, and I didn't even realize it? Nobody's really talking about Waskins.
Because he just does what he needs to do, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's like he's not really like a standout player for.
I touched on it.
Has he ever been though? Really, besides IW?
I think I think the issue is that when you think Waskins, it's hard not to think Scraps and almost kind of put them at the same place, but they're not.
Opposite.
Yeah.
People and players.
They're complete opposite players, even as people, man. Like
they're complete opposite people and players, literally.
Yeah. For me, Waskins only really shines in the search, man. That's when he really can take. Yeah. He gets first bloods with those snipers consistently. He makes smart decisions. That's where he takes over, and that's where he really makes the biggest impact for Rek. Otherwise, he's just doing his job. And
that's what I mean. He just does what he needs to do. Like, yeah. It's on Zed or Alex to turn
Yeah,
into
I
that
think
second.
I already think Zdenyu's been way better this year than I was expecting him.
Oh yeah, but I'm on about like against the elite teams. He needs
Oh,
to
yeah.
fucking
Oh, yeah.
because E United, for example, that's the series we're talking about. They have a BZ and Simp who are both going to be frying you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Zach
Dylan-
or Alex
yeah.
need to like Dylan needs a fucking hand.
Yeah, I
He's
think so. It's like
a hand, man.
playing in a team like I don't know. I think he's on Zach. Like you've seen he's prone to some bad performances. Like you've seen them, but like
Occasionally
when
he's magic. Occasionally he's magic.
yeah. Like he knows that himself. He knows that he is inconsistent. I think if he figures that out and just steps up a little bit, I think that team
Yeah.
would be a top 4. Could be a top 4 team the way Dylan's playing.
Yeah.
Like if so, I think it's on Zach. Unless you think it's all on Zach, and I think he knows it himself.
Here's how I'm going to put this. Like we're saying a lot of Rec have got to do X. They need to step up. They need to gun higher. We're not talking about a United apart from maybe a little bit about they're going to gun because we expect more of a United anyway.
You're
I think
expecting United
this-
to win an
yeah,
event. They're just
yeah.
when are they fucking going to do it?
Yeah, this is more like can Rec overcome, and that's not what we're discussing. This is more who wins this matchup right now,
I
and
think
it's got
United.
it's got to be a United. Like in
Yeah,
my
that's
mind,
the
it's
thing.
got to be a United.
Like
think
of all the teams that I would hate to play, E United are actually number 1. I would rather play 100 Thieves than E United.
Oh
Why?
yeah, same.
I hate playing E United.
Why is that?
I,
Is it just
Souls
'cause-
is
it's just,
Souls
like
is
yeah,
so
like
hard to deal with.
there's like the 100 Thieves. They're just like strategically beating you.
Yeah.
Whereas E United are literally just fucking
following you,
relentlessly,
yeah.
just like constantly just.
you're getting mauled by
They're,
these.
they're playing worse like strategically, but the pace them two set. It's
Even
just a
Pristini
whole
playing well.
different-
It's
Yeah,
fucking-
that's what I mean.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
Pristini's the biggest X factor always for that team.
Because
I
of-
hate to
sorry,
say
man,
that.
'cause if he plays that well whilst he's playing that quick with them too, it's literally impossible for them to
Yeah.
lose.
It's over, mate. So at that point, but I still think that United will be the very best team this year. The very best team to not win an event this year,
Yeah,
I don't-
I can go with that.
I can agree with that.
and,
yeah.
and that's the
Yeah.
most heartbreaking thing. They could get second at Miami. And,
I want them to win. I do want them to win an event. I just want Clay to break the
would-
streak.
I'd love them to win an event. Clay needs to break the streak, but I don't know, man. I don't know. They're always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Can you still see me, brother?
Yeah,
Hey,
we
I
can.
just-
Mate,
hey.
you relax.
I'm big chilling here, man. Miami's wicked.
Yeah, I think United will take it just because they're just like all
Yeah.
around like each role. They're better. Like
Yeah.
maybe Alex is better than Pristini, but Dylan obviously. But
Cool. Yeah. Well, I think that's fairly clear cut as well. So I'm not going to take a vote on that one. United move forward into either Gen.G or Splyce. Interesting matchup.
This is going to be a fucking banger. Mostly because like now we've got Splyce with a decent bit of practice
Yeah.
under the belt, and
Yeah.
that's the coolest thing to see, man. I mean, Gen.G high expectations anyway, albeit with that weird situation with Spacely and Naga, which fucking doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. And it clearly didn't make sense to them. Naga was already on a team. He'd packed his bags. He'd fucked off, and then it was like, "We need you to come back." And he's like, "Yeah, all right, cool." Space is like, "The
back.
fuck."
Want you back.
Anyway, that was
Want
mental. I
you
don't know
back
what's going
for
on
good.
Yeah.
But this is going to be. I can't call this series. I really cannot. My heart tells me Splyce, but my head tells me Gen.G just because of recency bias.
yeah. I'm sort of
Practice.
like leaning Gen.G. Just I
Yeah,
know it was
same.
like a team that we didn't see practice with Splyce, but I don't know. I still expected more. I don't
I
know
think
if there's-
Splyce make the final.
All right, I'll text.
See,
Oh,
I was sitting here thinking.
I actually think Splyce play 100 Thieves in the final and 100 Thieves.
I know,
win.
but they could. But like, based on what we've seen so far, I'm just like,
Yeah, that was off no practice, though.
I know, but it was still.
I'm
not
telling
good.
you, Hugh and Donny on the same team is absolutely should
Yeah.
not have been allowed to happen. I
No,
tweeted
but
months ago.
that's
Literally,
everyone told
I
me
tweeted
before
months
Pro
and months and months ago. If you can tempt them on the same team, it's literally over.
I get that, and it is. And I remember talking to Temp about this. And he was like, everyone needs to calm down. He's like, that we need to get the practice. He's like, we have the potential to be unstoppable. But
Literally.
we have to get the practice in. And I'm like, well, once you
No,
get,
now you've had it. Now you need to fucking. You need to.
let's
you
see
need to walk
it.
the walk. Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I'm really excited to see Splyce whip it out. And I think Gen.G, what heartbreak for them, especially after all this team stuff. But I think if they lose to,
If they lose that round
Splyce,
one, it might be a rough
if
weekend.
it's wrapped up, mate, you can pack your bags. They'll be chilling with you on the beach, mate.
Okay,
Whoa,
here's.
whoa, whoa! I'm not on the beach. Whoa!
He's just in losers bracket at this point.
Yeah, I'm still in the loser bracket, right?
Whoa!
I'll be
sorry.
playing Gen.G. The Gen.G will be running into me.
Here's how I break this one down, right? If it's Splyce, you're thinking of potential. You're basically banking on what could be with the ingredients we have. With Gen.G, you're taking a known constant that may have had a little wobble recently due to the roster change.
Oh, they didn't have a wobble. They went forward now.
Yeah,
But what I mean is wobble in terms of like chemistry practice and all that sort of stuff because they changed it, right?
I think that's overgassed in the scene, though. Honestly.
But that's the only variable. Otherwise, Gen.G have had a fantastic run.
Yeah, no, I just think Splyce are gonna hit the form we think they were gonna hit. That's why I think Splyce are gonna win.
Good enough to beat number 2 at Anaheim.
Because I think they're getting second at this event. Yeah. I actually have Splyce making the final.
I don't see Gen.G being as good as Anaheim, but I mean, I don't know. I don't see Splyce being that good that quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
I
know,
do.
man. Yeah, of course you
Like
do.
this game's this game's not fucking difficult.
Oh, you just running together.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think they just needed to fix the pacing because obviously Jordan Hugh is fucking. I think Splyce would be very good this event.
Well, if that's the question, like I said before, it's Gen.G 4 weeks from Anaheim against Splyce, who we think are going to do better because of practice. And that's the question we have to base this on. And it's not, if I'm honest, a great basis in terms of matchups. Because you either have to, if you go Splyce, you're basically saying, I think they're about to hit full form, and that full form is better than the Gen.G. If you pick Gen.G, you're basically going off past results. Bearing in mind they came second at Anaheim and had a 4-0 week, even though it was with Space League. That's the question you got to get right in your mind. And I actually don't think there's a right answer.
Yeah, I don't think there's a wrong. Yeah, I don't think there's a wrong answer.
Yes, I don't think there's a wrong answer.
Sort of wait and see.
He doesn't think there's a right one. Whatever you say, you're fucking wrong.
Well, no, there isn't a right answer because Maven's already decided what's happening in the bracket. There you go.
Yeah.
So there isn't a right answer.
So yeah,
We're all
I think
wrong.
If Maven's decided, then
I think there's no wrong answer. Like either side, I could agree with.
yeah.
But I just have a weird feeling about Splyce that weekend.
Yeah,
I'm
have-
actually gonna
I
stick
don't
with
have enough of a
Gen.G.
good feeling about Gen.G yet, just because of all this team change shit. I just don't.
Let's have a vote then. Let's vote it through.
I'm gonna stick with my guns at Gen.G.
Right. Tan says Gen.G. Miles, sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Splyce. I said Splyce.
Shawnee?
Oh, Gen.
Brice
Reese?
gets the decider. I'm saying Splyce.
I am
Oh.
going to put through Splyce on this occasion.
Judas.
Oh yes.
I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be a believer. So I'm going to go with Splyce just because I want to see the full form. I want to see what happens with full form
Yeah,
Splyce.
I think that's what everybody wants. Like everybody, like on paper, I think Splyce have the best chance of beating 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
Like,
think
I mean,
practically,
I don't think anybody's beating 100 Thieves, but I think on paper, I think Splyce have the best chance.
I feel like Optic had their chance in London and they let
Yeah.
that slip. They let that go, and now they've created this fucking.
Now they've
monster.
got it in their own brains that it's like fucking an absolute fucking. They need
Yeah.
to.
But they're not. They're really not. But you just
So
you
who's
let that
been-
get away from you.
Who's been the closest to beating 100 Thieves? Like, and
Optic was it
was
not?
it, was it Optic? Because I know Gen.G played them
Three-
close, but
three-
not that close.
Optic 3-1. Like it was Ashley got
control in it,
49 first map one, and then they choked that control to go 2-1 up, and then
Oh,
lost
right,
like a 50-point hardpoint map 4 or something.
Yeah, it was Hassie and Hardpoint.
That was the
Yeah.
closest. Someone's
That was the
beating them.
closest, yeah. And that honestly, that was fucking unbelievable. That was
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it was an
close.
Unreal Series.
It was like 0.3 seconds in one of the rounds, and
The
it was like
control, yeah.
0.2 the next one. It was just absolutely stupid. So I still believe that Optic can do it. Well, I mean, I keep thinking about Splyce. I'm like, can Splyce do this? We have Hugh Contempt with the same team. They're going to change the game. They're going to final form the shit. What are they going to do? Start flying around? How different could it possibly be? Could they literally leave the floor and Temp ascends?
Because
and
you have
hovers.
Hugh.
He hovers across top 18 and he's just like that. Like, I don't know. I don't know if Splyce have the execution to take out 100 Thieves on hard points. Like the way we talk about the way...
we are getting ahead of ourselves here.
Right, go on.
I know, but
Yeah.
I think it's a really important topic. Is like
Yeah.
when we talk about team changes, you never make a team change to everyone makes team changes to just make their own team better. You have to make a team change to beat whoever's the best at the moment, unless that's fucking you, which is you're not making a team change. No one created a roster to defeat 100 Thieves. Everyone's just like, yeah, I'd like to get second. I think it'd be quite cool. Like, I just don't know if any of these teams can do that now. That's what I'm saying.
All right, well, let's move them forward. Then they'll end up playing United, but we've got to go back to the top of the bracket. Optic 100 Thieves.
100 days burn through.
100 Thieves.
Yeah, I think it's Thieves. I'm thinking
Thieves.
Thieves.
Like every single, I would. Everyone
love
would
it.
love 100 Thieves to lose a series.
Fucking love seeing Optic
When
win.
when it comes to predictions, like you're just gonna pick 100 Thieves every single time until somebody beats them at an
Yeah.
event.
Yeah, I think so. I think you have to pick them here, even with an Optic role change. I think it's Thieves. And I don't think there's too much you can even converse about it because of how much, we think.
What mode are Optic gonna beat them in?
Exactly.
Also-
It's what you said. Thieves are the definition of an elite level team. They just don't have a weakness. You just have to be the better team on the day, and you have to
You
have
literally have
the
to just
foundation
fry
to
them
be
on the
it.
day. Yeah.
Also, it fucking better be an Optic win because I've got that match on the schedule. So it's fucking
Well,
better be
mate,
an
that's it.
Optic
It's
win.
chalk. It's chalk.
Fucking
That's your
over.
weekend done.
Fucking chalk.
100 team is.
I'll be getting stabbed out the front of the venue by some kid in a green wool jacket.
Just because Miles is casting them, I'm putting them into the loser bracket.
There you go.
Own team loses it is then.
It's just as much Phil's fault. He's been there every time.
Yeah, but he always tweets
No,
out.
but it was
"See,
you
no."
last year as well,
twatty.
though. Before you went with Phil, I remember casting one or two with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
we did
was
that one
Optics.
against. It was Splyce. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Birmingham. That was a banger.
Yeah, I remember when you weren't casting with Phil, I could actually unmute the stream.
Oh!
All right, Bradley. All right, fuck up, Bradley.
That's too late, Phil. That's too late, Phil. Let's
Spent
move on to
far
our
too
other
much
game.
time
then.
with that guy.
So we've picked E United against Splyce.
Oh.
Oh, you know.
See, the 100T side of things is like 100T.
Yeah,
easy,
like there's no point
fine.
debating the 100 Thieves. It's just like
And then it's the bottom bit, and it's like, shit.
Here's the problem. We're saying essentially Splyce are in good form. So going up
Yeah.
against E
I think they're
United,
gonna have to be in even better form to beat United.
This is such a good.
we do
matchup. This
see
is the
down
battle of the.
Gen.G, don't we? Like we do, even though they got that second at Anaheim and went 400 in the Pro
I
League.
just think
I feel like their stocks dropped.
they're never gonna fry a team.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Gen.G are ever gonna 3-0. Like they might have 3-0 a team before someone in China. Yeah, they 3-0 to Elevate. What are you on about? Like, I don't think I just can't see that Gen.G team ever like absolutely just violating someone. Like
They always. I mean, they used to always.
it's
win
always
that
gonna
one.
be like close series and then like yeah,
Havoc
They win
or
3-1
Havoc
what,
or
won't they?
Envoy
Yeah.
will do something.
yeah, like
Mm.
that's
But
where I am with Gen.G.
If we're going back to Splyce United, it really does come down to. I feel like all your Sorgs, everyone is going to be absolutely, pissing blood trying to just go 10 out of 10 in every single match. And that's going to be amazing to watch. It comes down to the supporting cast then to do their roles as best they can. That's where you start leaning on the Clays. You start leaning on like how are Looney and Aqua looking, what's going on there. And as soon as if anyone slips at that point, it's over.
See,
Yeah.
for me, I look
I'm not-
at the AR battle, and
Yeah.
I sort of I want to give the ICR over to United.
Yeah.
Do you?
I think
Arceus-
Arceus has had a good
At
year.
the start of the
He's
year, yeah, he was the best player in the game, but
He's only been. I don't know why they switched. He wasn't doing bad. He just wasn't
oh,
doing
I'm not
great.
saying he was
been-
doing
But now it's
bad.
Clay.
so-
It's
Yeah.
Clay now, full time. He's
No,
No, they
They
swapped
split-
back. They
Oh,
swapped
no, they
back.
swapped
It's
back.
not bad,
yeah.
do they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Arceus did a bad few games at the Heretics. I saw a few like free. I think it was like 3 and 10 and stuff like that. I was like, bro, you've used ICR the whole year. You can't just go into crack Damon constantly. Like you
Oh,
can't
you
keep
can
up.
if you're as good as me. I'll tell you that.
Fuck's sake, I didn't see that one coming. Fuck's sake.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm
You
joking.
best be frying, man.
Oh, I'm also frying. Don't worry about me.
Are we watching?
It might be for 3 maps, so I'll be frying.
Here's the thing, even full form Splyce, just E United. I was already looking at them for here. Like I said this at Anaheim, I said, I feel like they can just win an event. Like that's never not a possibility for them. I would have to see something incredible out of Splyce for me to believe they're going to win the event.
My problem is, I was literally certain E United were winning Anaheim. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I was certain E United were winning Anaheim. And the fact that they didn't win Anaheim
Yeah.
makes me think they're not going to win one.
Yeah, that was like a lot of people did pick
Like
them.
they
for,
were
like,
literally. I've never been violated in scrims that bad in my life. Like they were spicy and good at S&D. Like I think Splyce are going to beat them.
Yeah, I do see Splyce doing it more on paper right now, and that's just the way it feels.
I think it's
And
one
again-
of those is if like Splyce win that Gen.G game, then I don't know. I feel as if they win that, that's what they've found
That's
their
with
level.
in themselves as well. The belief in themselves. Be like, we can play it with let's. Donny Temp's just now literally laughing on main stage.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a vote then. Shawnee, we'll start with you.
Splyce.
Oh, he's gone Splyce.
I've got him right where I want him. I've got everyone putting Splyce in the final. Let's go.
Yeah, fucking hell, you've convinced me. I'm not gonna lie.
Tan.
It's so hard. I'm gonna go with Splyce because if they're here, then I think they do it.
I may as well just become a salesperson.
I'm actually picking a United, regardless.
What do you want me
of
to sell?
I'm picking a
Fucking
United.
me as a caster. Jesus Christ.
He said he's a good salesman, mate, not a fucking miracle worker. I'm
I could
picking
sell
a
fucking-
United.
Ooh.
I'm picking a United. I just think it's a better, more consistent team.
It's okay.
See,
It's okay to be wrong.
That's where I think in the better, more consistent team. I think that at the point we're at with Splyce, it's going to be them, and it's going to be Splyce.
Reese, I'm guessing you're going Splyce.
Yep. I could sell fucking music to a deaf person.
I'm outvoted heavily here, 4-1. I think it's the second time this has happened. I've been outvoted on the bracket. Never mind.
It's not Bryce's show. We fucking took over.
Exactly. I've been outvoted heavily on the bracket here. So I guess we're putting Splyce forward there, which means our final. We're not going to do the whole losers break and grand finals because obviously we don't know all the results come through. But
I
that'd be
would say
mental.
maybe do who we think would come out of losers into the
Splyce.
losers final. No, how are they doing that?
Because they're in the winners' final. They lose the 100 Thieves. They're like, right, okay. Donny's like, all right, lads, don't worry. I'll drag us into the final. No, I
So-
think Kyler drags Donny into the final, and then it's Donny's time to finally win a chip. Donny, it's your time to drop a 1.7. Go.
Yeah, that's it. He's like, I got you here, brother. It's all you now.
All right. Well, our bracket says Splyce versus 100 Thieves.
Oh, that would be
That'd be good.
that'd be a game.
Yeah, I'll be.
Like, especially if
100
Splyce
Thieves,
if like
surely.
if like oh yeah, I'm not. I said Splyce second. Calm down, people. Like especially if Splyce have beat Gen.G and then E United, I think that'll be it would be a really good game to watch. But I think obviously, like I said, in every series there is, I'll predict 100 Thieves until somebody actually beats them at an event.
It would be a good final because bearing in mind, I think you nailed it there when you said if Splyce beat Gen.G and E United.
They're in good form. They're hitting on all cylinders. So it'll be a spicy game.
Yeah.
Or until somebody actually beats 100 Thieves, you cannot pick 100 Thieves.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Yep.
You are right. There's no weakness where you go, oh, maybe if they do Thieves in this way or Thieves have an off day. It's like no.
There's nothing to tell you. Like 100 Thieves are going to lose. They've literally beat everybody.
Yeah.
Back-to-back events. There's just nothing to go off. Like
Yeah, the closest was Optic at London, wasn't it? Other than that,
Yeah.
they've looked pretty solid and just went, yeah, we're good all the way through the winners bracket, all the way. It doesn't really matter for them. They just keep on going.
Yep.
So it's an interesting one. The fact that we think Thieves are going into the grand finals. While we're going to get questions in the chat as we bring this podcast to its conclusion, I will ask one last question of our beautiful guests. Who makes a loser bracket run?
units.
I think you're looking at like
Units.
units. I would say like FaZe, Optic. That's
Yeah.
what I'm looking at.
I'm leaning more towards the FaZe side of things. I think I mean I want the Optic run to happen,
Optic don't do well when they drop usually.
but they
Paulson's
don't.
in
Do
there.
they? Bro, they don't. So at this point it'll be like, man, they just I don't know. Every fucking time.
I think E
I don't
United.
actually know.
I think E United come out swinging.
I think
that's
units.
what
I think about this. This is doable.
Ryu's gassing himself. This
I was
does nothing but
just-
gas Reese up before.
I was just trying to think of the bracket. I was like, fuck me, this is doable. I just need to beat LG. That's all I need to do. If I beat LG, I'm telling you now, I'm coming into that playoff bracket with my fucking knob swinging. Yeah, like,
Oh man.
I think whoever wins that series out of us or an LG. So say for instance, I'm not on my own deck at the moment. Say LG are in there. I think LG would do.
Yeah. All right.
That's United for me. United for me.
Yeah, I think United make that.
Yeah.
It's not a big swing out for them
Yeah.
to be fair, but it's still.
Yeah.
I think I think LG would beat United.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I do.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen enough from LG to say that.
Especially if they beat me, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I think whoever wins out of us and LG gets top 4.
All right. Anybody else with a different answer?
No, I'm starting with FaZe.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, questions from the chat. It is time for that part of this podcast. Let's have a little look. For Miles, what is the best game you've casted this year?
Best game I've casted this year. It has got to be 100 Thieves versus Optic in London winners finals. Like the hard point to begin with was good. We always knew it was going to be a banger. It was the beginning of their great rivalry that was set up so well by like Nade and Hex Online, and it was always going to be a good series. But when we got to that control match, it was 6 to midnight. I was flush full of blood there, boys. That was a wild one. Yeah, that was the one. Maybe not the most fun I've had, but definitely the best match.
Awesome. All right, good answer. Quick one for all of us. Pineapple on pizza. That's a firm no from me, buddy. It's a heathen move. Yeah. All you need on pizza is more meat.
I would disagree with that. I like a bit of
it.
veg on pizza. But what I will say about pineapple, it wouldn't be my first choice, but I'm not against it.
I'm the exact same. I wouldn't probably choose to
never
have it, but
order
I
it.
would eat it.
I'd pick
But
it
if
off.
it was there,
Yeah, I would.
Pineapple on a pizza.
I'll quickly change this question to an even better one. Very, very quickly, go through what is your custom pizza order, Tunn.
mate, you get fucking barbecue sauce on yours, you absolute heathen. Mine is I like a bit of peppers on there. I like mushrooms, I like jalapenos, and then chicken. I like chicken with veg.
All right, fair enough. Shawnee?
Some chicken pepperoni. That'll do me, man. Fine.
Oh, fair enough.
veg,
Miles, what do you get?
Bit of pepperoni. I'll cover it in like peppers, like good bit of bell
That's why
peppers.
we're
They're always
pals.
nice, and fucking bit of mushroom, bit of sausage, probably bit of anchovies in there maybe, and then just keep going. More,
Everything.
you know, like I don't know what else we got. Crushed up tortilla chips. They look good.
Oh my God! Right, we'll move on. We'll move on from Miles. Miles is just making a mess. Reese?
I have chicken, pepperoni, onions, sweet corn.
Oh, not bad, not bad. I have the same order basically every time. First of all, none of you have changed your crust. It is a mistake not to change the crust on pizza. It's a mistake.
I have stuffed crust every time.
It's a mistake.
Yeah,
I actually go the opposite way. I go thin crust. It is the
Really?
future.
Yeah, okay. Right, well,
It is
I
the
mean, I
future.
didn't realize we
and
were
then
delving this
admittedly, I
deep.
do have a barbecue sauce base, so I
You
can't
do?
ruin it there.
Ugh, too sweet. Ugh.
I have it with sweet corn, mushrooms,
Mate, you
pepperoni,
bathe in
and
barbecue
sausage,
sauce at this point.
It's all good. It's all good. Anyway, right. Here's a good question. Does the team who wins playoffs also win champs?
If it's 100 Thieves.
Yes.
If it's 100 Thieves. Isn't it like a historical thing that the team that's won the event before champs has never won it?
I don't care. It's 100 Thieves.
I can't remember if that's true or not.
But I don't
Apart
know,
from
because
Impact,
everyone was like, "Oh, Rise are gonna smoke everybody this event," and that didn't happen. So who fucking?
Let's just not speak about last year's champs, please.
Yeah, let's not talk about
fucking
champs.
all right. I'm gonna say if it's these, I'll agree with you.
I think 100 Thieves, I would say yes. If it's anybody else, I'd say no, because I think 100 Thieves are winning champs.
Next question. Thoughts on MW? Now, we can't really go into reason, right?
Yeah, let's look.
One, it's too big of a conversation. Two, I'm waiting to the multiplayer reveal. The 2v2 thing they didn't really tell us an awful lot about, attachments and all that sort of malarkey. So it's difficult for us to judge a lot of it until that point.
I will say overall, I liked it personally.
I liked it. For me, it reminded me of a few other games that I'm big fans of. So
It looked very stiff.
Yeah, I don't like the movement. The movement looked too clunky, man.
That was the main part for me. I think everything else was okay, but I think the movement needs a slight adjustment.
Well, I'll be interested to see what they do when because we got a beta to go and a
I think a lot
multiplayer
of
reveal to go.
to do with the motion blur and the gun.
There's always a beta
as well. So, yeah,
there's always a beta.
We'll wait and see.
Let's move on. Which team does the least amount of preparation for an event?
What sort of fucking questions that?
It's quite hard to tell that.
I think I watch all these teams behind closed doors. Just like
So wait, on paper, then who is it? Like we're thinking it's got to be.
paper?
Try to assume there's the worst team. Then you have to just assume you've not put enough play for him.
Yeah, I think it's not the greatest one to figure out.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Let's move on to which player has the most approved. Which player's the most approved going into the playoffs? Playing. I'm gonna throw a name out there. I think it's Gunless.
Playing me.
You have the most to prove? I suppose you do. You know, especially after this thing, you have a lot to
Well,
live up to.
No. I definitely don't. Like, everyone knows I'm like, our season with LG is 50-50. I would not be surprised if LG smoke us. I will not be surprised if we smoke LG. Obviously, like, I'm gonna say we're gonna win because I'm not a fucking dickhead.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, I'm not saying like, oh my god, I'm gonna fry fucking rack form on Sky. Like, meh. I'm just saying like,
Which player then? What player's got a lot to prove?
I'd say me. I'd say I'm up there in the playing bracket. Yeah, I'm definitely up top 5 at least.
Someone on EG.
John's a good shout.
John is a very good champ.
Someone on EG, man. Anyone like Apathy, Jacob, Attach. Like Attach been playing well to be fair, but I mean, yeah, I'll leave Attach out of that. But I'd say Apathy for me. Like I said, when we boot camped them, he was playing unreal. Against us anyway, and I think he has a lot to prove, especially at the end of the year. He loves turning up at the end of the year, so.
Changing my answer, I'm saying John. It's like, especially like if they lose to us.
Yeah.
If they lose to us, like he's not had a good series, because you know what you're gonna get out the 3 fucking ARs. So yeah, I think John.
All right, fair enough. Good
John's
answers. All right, well, my God, there's a lot of questions this week. Let's move on to the next one then. Tunn, what's the best game you've seen this year?
Oh shit! See, I've only seen open bracket ones. Are we talking about casting ones or the one I've? What was the question? Where is it?
For Tunn, what's the best game you've seen this year?
I'll presume he's going to be on about casting wise.
Just answer the question,
I'm going
man.
to say it was Splyce against Heretics, and Heretics smoked them in London. It was just a weird game.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened there?
Yeah, they fucking smoked them. It was hilarious. Anyway, that would be that one, yeah.
I'll tell you what, Ethan, I'll take the second half of yours because you've asked about the MVP for the year, but we'll talk about Rookie of the Year because that's an easier one. Rookie of the Year.
Wait, does it right? I need to actually work out. Does this mean they haven't been in the Pro League before? Or does this mean?
It's Dylan.
It's Dylan.
If it is like, it's Dylan. If that means like coming through this year, it's Dylan.
Was Dashy in the Pro League last year?
But then
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like
Wait, no,
Was Dashy in the Pro
Yeah.
League?
no, but
Yeah,
he played
second
towards
half.
the end.
I need to. That's what I mean. I need to know the definition.
He
of
wasn't
Rookie
in
of
the Pro
Year.
League, but he played. Dylan
Wait,
didn't play.
Dylan
till
also
very...
played.
Oh,
So
yeah,
what the fuck are we on about?
he
Like
played
that's what I
one
mean.
of
I
them.
need to know that.
Dylan was an amateur team the whole year though. He was playing with like
Yeah, I think if you entered a pro team last year, or what is defined as a pro team, slightly different. I think Dylan hits the definition better.
All right, he was on college later. Okay, then yeah, I'd say yeah. What
Dylan or Simp. Dylan or Simp.
Oh yeah, Simp's a shout.
So good. You know what? Either of those two get a chip.
I
They're
think it's
actually
either
good.
of those.
also Envoy is in there for me because
Yeah,
that's
T1.
also a shout.
That's like I said. The top 3 players that I said earlier are literally all rookies like come through this year.
Yeah, any of them three. I think any of them three. None of them are
Yeah.
wrong. None of them are the wrong answer. So like, yeah.
But
This game has
it
been
just
good to
depends
them. It's
on.
been good to them youngins in it.
I think it depends who places the best at the last 2 events.
Yeah.
It's been really good to like short young people. I was saying Abans, that's why he fucked up. He's just too tall. Sorry, mate. Sorry, pal.
Envoy's tall.
He's quite big, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed like 6 foot something.
All right. Take a couple more questions and then we'll wrap this one up. Which one of you will look most like the tomato after Miami?
Ooh,
I don't go.
I reckon it'll be me. It'll be me. I'll end up going to the
I
beach.
tan okay, so I think I'll be alright.
Yeah, that's right. I tan pretty well as well. So
I look like someone's lit me on fire. Then I go slightly golden.
You are gonna look hilarious, burnt.
I am not good.
Show, yeah.
Honestly, they have to get extra strength makeup out for me. It's not a good time.
Rahella's gonna be there with a fucking spray brush for about 20 minutes.
I'm actually bringing her a paint roller. And the inside of it, I'm going to put on the inside. We'll put in fucking aloe vera, and then she can put the concealer on.
Yeah, I've been right out there. We've gone through like a whole tint, like a full spray can of sunscreen already. I've only been on the beach like 4
how
times.
bad is it, Miles, on a scale of 1 to 10?
Honestly, it's pretty out of 10. I mean, 10's a lot. It's like a 6 or a 7. When it's really hot, it's like a 7.
I heard it's humid as hell, man.
It is humid as fuck, but the coolest thing about it is
Breeze.
because we're close to the ocean, the sea breeze is really nice.
Nice. That's
No breeze. If there's no breeze, we are in fucking trouble, friends. But there's also the other saving grace is that it rains at least once a day, so you do get a bit of reprieve. But mate, we're gonna be indoors playing COD. It's gonna be lit.
Okay, last question. Do we think, based off of the back of Miami, we will get any big sub changes for champs?
No.
No.
No. I don't. Am I allowed to say? I'm just gonna gamble. I'm allowed to say this. The roster you
You
go
should-
to Miami with is the roster you have to play at champs with.
Oh, that's probably, if there's probably a rule somewhere I haven't seen.
That it is a
that a
rule.
rule?
That's, I don't know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's a rule, but it's what's. I don't know.
Can
Yeah.
you make a substitution? Because we can see
No.
Spacely back on
No,
the
no,
Gen.G.
no, no. Whoever you play with at Miami is the team you have to play with at champs.
Cool.
Alright.
All right. I believe that nicely brings us to the end of Spitfire. It's been a long one, but we've covered Miami. We've made our predictions. All that is left is for us all to travel and figure it out. Apart from Miles, Miles just has to leave his hotel.
10 minutes. It's a 10-minute walk.
I'll be
Bastard.
thinking of you on my 10-hour flight. All right.
yes.
Last things to say as we go out. Reese, since you're off camera, I'll let you go first.
Units are winning Miami.
Hey!
Hey!
No, I'm joking. Nothing. I just can't wait to see my female tomorrow. That's all. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right. Shawnee.
Not much. I'm just gonna say that expect us to be winning open bracket. Don't care what anyone says. We'll be winning it.
I like that.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I'm sure you're on our notable team list, so we'll keep an eye on you. Me and Tunn will be doing a lot of that, so we'll see you there, man. Miles, anything from you?
No, thanks very much for having us on, boys. If anyone in the chat has Twitch Prime on my stream, you can drop me that Twitch Prime, and I get a lot of feet pics. Look at that, see them feet.
Oh, you're going to be streaming after this, Miles?
Are you streaming off this, Miles?
Nah, I don't know what I'm doing after this, but I've got to pack up and get out of this hotel room. I live in a
Fair
hotel room. My life is a fucking shambles. Fucking mess. I don't have a home. We've got 5 suitcases. Help me. Help me. Anyway, thanks, boys.
All right, Tunn.
Nothing particular from me. We will be back, obviously, after Miami. We get back on like the Tuesday. I think we should be able to sort something out for Wednesday, I want to say. Not 100% sure, but obviously we will be back at some point in the week after Miami.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you very much for our guests for this week. I know it was a big topic, a long one, but we do appreciate it. Shawnee, Miles, and Rated, you are a massive help to the podcast, so thank you so much. Of course, everybody watching, thank you as well. If you're on the YouTube, make sure you leave a comment. But that has been Spitfire. Thank you all so much for watching,